Notre Dame football for a century has defined the measure of collegiate greatness, national championships, Heisman Trophy winners. Michigan football, the winningest program in the history of the sport, for over 100 years, a respected perennial power. Last season, both of these storied institutions made headlines. The Irish drew attention with their uncharacteristic struggles on and off the field. And the Maize and Blue with their immaculate success, a Rose Bowl win, capping a magical undefeated season for Lloyd Carr's team.
You just won the national championship.
Today, the Irish and the Wolverines begin a new chapter. Michigan, Notre Dame, two schools that exude football tradition. Their rivalry continues. Weekend of this collegiate season on a warm, clear afternoon. It's in the 80s, the renewal of this great rivalry. 80,000 fans to witness the University of Michigan and the University of Notre Dame. Oh my, what a start as we welcome you to the beginning of our NBC Notre Dame season. I'm Dick Enberg, and all you have to do is hear the opening notes of Hail to the Victors or the Notre Dame Victory March, and you know that it is something special. And add to that, Michigan comes here as the co-defending national champions, and it's a rebuilt team for Notre Dame and for NBC as we welcome a new member to our cast. We wanted to improve our grade point average here at NBC, so we went out and got ourselves a Rhodes Scholar. Pat Hayden, welcome aboard.
That is high praise from a professor, but thanks. Happy to be here.
Well, you're a quarterback. You look at quarterbacks at the start of the year, and it's unique for these two teams.
Well, you know, they have a striking similarity, Dick, and both these quarterbacks get their very first college start. For Michigan, that is Tom Brady. He watched Brian Griese last year, and more of the same. They wanted him to be the same kind of quarterback. Don't make mistakes. Don't force the ball. Realize you have a real good defensive team behind you. And then for Notre Dame, they're going to start Jarius Jackson. He backed up Ron Powless for the last 3 years. Now, they want just the opposite. They want a lot of big plays out of him today. They're expecting a lot of big plays out of him. So really different roles for the quarterbacks.
What are their keys to this game?
Well, you know, every college coach hates the kicking game. Is fearful of the kicking game in the opening game of the season. You have new punters, new snappers, new kickers, etc. And remember, this game has been decided the last 14 meetings 5 times on the last play of the game by a missed kick or a made kick.
And, of course, Notre Dame has been extraordinarily successful in kick returns for touchdowns, and that concerns Lloyd Carr. And how about the home run race? Mark McGuire making more news in St. Louis. With that report, we go to Dan Hicks in New York.
Dick, on a fabulous sports weekend, the biggest story of all is certainly Cardinal slugger Mark McGuire. In his first at-bat today against the Cincinnati Reds, Big Mac connected for home run number 60. Oddly enough, McGuire had yet to homer against Cincinnati this season, but he takes the third pitch from rookie Dennis Reyes into the left field seats to become just the third man in Major League history to hit 60 home runs in a single season. Babe Ruth hit 60 in 1927. Roger Maris clubbed 61 in 1961. In his 3 other at-bats today, McGuire struck out swinging. For Cubs, Sammy Sosa, by the way, has 57, and he plays tonight in Pittsburgh. We will send it back to South Bend for the kickoff right after these messages from your local station.
Are you ready?
It's coming!
NBC Premiere Week. In 2 weeks, your favorite NBC shows are back.
All your questions will be answered. Is there going to be a wedding on Friends?
Find out during Premiere Week.
Frasier has a new night.
And Just Shoot Me's moving to Tuesday.
But wait, there's more.
Meet the next generation of must-see TV. ER's back, all new. And Monday nights are really heating up.
NBC Premiere Week.
In 2 weeks.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 6, Ed from Purchasing. At an early age, Ed gained an appreciation for low prices.
Yes, Edward. If you buy a whole lot of stuff, you can sell it for a whole lot less. Good, Edward, good.
High volume buying is how Ed keeps prices low for you.
No, that's zillion with a Z, not trillion with a T.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
We interrupt this program to announce the sighting of a giant in Conyers.
Atlanta's new Nissan Giant.
Bill Newton Nissan.
It's the grand opening of Bill Newton Nissan. The best time to save on a new Nissan. The 99 Nissans are arriving daily, and we have to make room for the remaining 98. Save up to $2,600 cash and rebates on new Sentra, Ultima, and Maxima. It's the perfect time to check out the new Frontier and the amazing Pathfinder. We'll have extra salespeople on the lot to get you into the Nissan you want at the price you can afford. And we'll pay off your trade no matter what you owe.
Bill Newton Nissan.
Atlanta's Nissan Giant.
One less person stuck in a meeting. One less person caught in traffic. One less person put on hold. One more human being more human. Achieve New Balance.
Vanderbilt battles Alabama Saturday at 12:30 on 11 Alive.
And welcome back to Notre Dame. We're awaiting the entrance of the two teams. You see more than 300 former Notre Dame letter winners in football forming a human aisleway as Bob Davie takes the 98 Irish to the field. Senior Autry Denson trying to achieve something only Alan Pinkett has accomplished here at Notre Dame, 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, and if healthy, many feel Denson will be the all-time rusher in Notre Dame history. He gets his first chance against a very tough Michigan defense ranked #1 in the nation a year ago, and they lost only 2 starters, and here with those famed winged helmets come the maize and blue from Ann Arbor, Michigan, co-national champions. Of the year with his 12-0 record a season ago. They'll be led by a new quarterback, as Pat Hayden implied, Tom Brady, and they're loaded with brilliant freshmen. They had one of the great recruiting classes in the country this year, and we expect to see many of their top freshmen, especially on offense, and maybe even the quarterback, Drew Henson, highly regarded, drafted by the Yankees. And there's Marcus Ray. He is a preseason All-America at safety from Columbus, Ohio, one of their 3 captains. Man who was a #1 hitter in the defense for the Wolverines a year ago. And now let's go down to our compatriot on the field, Jim Gray.
All right, thank you, Dick. Well, the problems of the Notre Dame football program have been very well documented throughout the summer, and Pat and Dick will have much more on this throughout the telecast. We did talk to Bob Davie about some of the problems, and he told us that he is not trying to win today or at any point this season to try and undo what has gone on here during the summer. He did tell us, however, that he feels that his players have not been affected by any of this controversy. He showed his team a videotape, and he spoke to his team. He told his team, hey, guys, the worst is just behind us. Just relax and try and enjoy it. Do what you do best, and that's play football. The videotape he showed them was of all of the great Michigan Notre Dame plays in the history of this series. And he showed them all the great plays that Notre Dame has made. And he said, hey, guys, which one of you is going to be the Reggie Ho? Which one's going to stand up and be the Rocket Ismail? Which one of you will become part of Notre Dame history by making a big play? And it's interesting to note that Notre Dame has played Michigan throughout the past decade. They played 5 times on opening day. Notre Dame is undefeated. They're 4-0-1. Dick?
All right, Jim Gray, it has been an intense and closely fought rivalry through the years. Notre Dame has won the toss in the first big decision of the new season. They've deferred. Michigan will receive the last opening day loss for the Wolverines in 1990 when Bo Schembechler's team lost to Lou Holtz and Notre Dame 28-24. App absolutely stunning day here in northern Indiana. If anything, a bit warm for football. We won't be able to say that a couple of months from now, Pat.
You're absolutely right. We talk about the kicking game, and Lloyd Carr talked all week to us about it. He is concerned about the kicking game, including this opening kickoff.
Interesting in that Notre Dame's defense was not a bright spot a year ago, that they would defer and go on defense immediately today. Deep to return for the Wolverines, Anthony Thomas, number 32, the Big Ten freshman of the year a season ago, as he rushed for 549 yards. And Hunter Smith, the punter for Notre Dame, has won the kickoff chores with his efforts this past week. There's Smith from Sherman, Texas, a senior. Well, what a moment this is for any collegiate kid and the fans that cheer them. Defeated now. All the hopes and the dreams of a great year that materialized for Michigan a year ago begin right now as Smith delivers to the left sideline. Returned across the 20 and out to the 25-yard line. A 15-yard return for the Wolverines. Shosky was the man to return the ball. Michigan on offense has back as Brandt, Hutchinson, Zeman, and Jansen on the offensive line. Tom Brady gets the started quarterback. He is from San Francisco area, went to San Mateo, Ty Streets, of course, had 2 touchdowns in the Rose Bowl, one of the wide receivers, along with Marcus Knight. Jeremy Tooman, the tight end, and caught in the backfield is Clarence Williams on the first carry. As the Irish defense celebrate, led by 85, Antoine Jones. Defensively for Notre Dame, a freshman starts. That's a rare, 25 years ago since a freshman started on the defensive line. Anthony Weaver with Lance LeGree and Brad Williams, Minor, Friday, Howard, and Irons. The strength of the defense. Linebacker for Notre Dame with Good, Gilbo, Sanders, and Harper in the defense. Brady back to pass for the first time. Throws complete to the 36-yard line in the Michigan first down to Ty Streets. 12 yards on the play. Ty Good on the coverage for Notre Dame.
Yeah, and Ty Streets, as he was in the Rose Bowl last year for Michigan, is a guy that's going to be a factor not only today but all year, because Tom Brady, as this first-time starter, he's going to have a lot of 8-man fronts. He's going to see a lot of blitzes. He's going to have to get the ball to those wide receivers and make some plays.
Brady with strength to the right. Sends his tight end Campbell in motion. And they give us to Clarence Williams. Williams to the sidelines and bumped out of bounds after a short game by a Johnny Sanders, the senior from Houston.
Tell you what, the game plan for Michigan, if you saw or watched the Rose Bowl, you're going to see a lot more of the same kind of game plan. You're going to run the ball, power the ball, try to throw the ball to the backs in the slot, and then come up when you get that 8-man front, throw the ball downfield to Ty Streets. And if you're Notre Dame's defense, I think what you're really concerned about is that front 4, and that's why the opening play, I think, by Antoine Jones was a significant one for the Irish.
Ball at the 39-yard line, 2nd and 7. Both wide receivers to the right. Swing out of the backfield to Anthony Thomas, and Thomas runs through a tackle and is bumped out at the 45-yard line, 2 yards shy of a Michigan first down. Ty Good made the tackle.
You know, Dick, I think for a quarterback like Tom Brady, this is just the right kind of start. You know, a couple of short passes, a hook pass to Ty Streets, then a little dump-off pass to Anthony Thomas. And, you know, that's the same kind of game plan they used a year ago. He's an interesting guy to me, Anthony Thomas, and the fact that he can power you as well as, you know, he's a very good receiver, catching 22 passes last year.
Gained 549 yards rushing, number 2 rusher for the Wolverines, and 22 catches. It is 3rd down and a short 2. And at the helm of Scott Dreisbach, handing off to Thomas. Hit, drives, leans, They'll mark it at the 47. It'll be very close. It appears he made the first down with that final lurch.
That's a surprise to see Dreisbach that early. I mean, the Wolverines have 3 quarterbacks. You mentioned Drew Henson. Dreisbach is an interesting story in and of himself as he hands the ball deep to his running back, Anthony Thomas. We saw him catch the ball earlier. Now it's a power kind of play for a first down. So Anthony Thomas gives you a lot of different things, but a surprise to see Dreisbach this early in the ballgame.
On the third down play, Johnny Sanders had him stopped. Would have forced the punt, but Thomas running through that tackle, and the Michigan drive continues at their own 47-yard line. Clarence Williams, good yardage into Notre Dame territory and down at the 43-yard line, about 10 yards before Sanders and Corey Minor can collaborate on the tackle.
They're one of the best offensive lines right up here in all of college football. Again, helmet on helmet. A big block there by John Jansen, number 77, created a huge hole for Clarence Williams. And John Jansen is a guy, see him right there, 77? That's the guy that's going to clear a lot of holes for these Wolverine running backs.
Boy, he collapsed the entire left side of the defensive line of the Irish. 7th play of the drive, another first down for Michigan at the Notre Dame 43. Williams, the tailback. Johnson, who is in motion, and the give to the tailback Williams, and Williams hit by Bobby Howard. Howard is a big play linebacker, number 27 for Notre Dame. Clarence Williams, big year, was 2 seasons ago, 837 yards to lead the Wolverines. His productivity falling off last year as Lloyd Carr used a lot of backs, and he will again this year.
He was the starter 2 years ago and had a very productive season.
2nd down 4. High Streets in motion, and the first flag of the game thrown by the linesman on the near side.
See what Notre Dame's defense there did though? They brought an 8th guy in there to try to slow down Michigan's rush.
David Whitfield.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, down 2nd.
David Whitfield, the referee, who is in the pharmaceutical business from Kalamazoo, Michigan, part of an all Big Ten officiating crew today. Well, that takes away the gain on first down for Michigan. It'll be 2nd down and a long 9. 80,000 plus at Notre Dame Stadium.
This is a nice opening drive for Tom Brady.
Out of the shotgun, Brady, for the first time. Quick throw inside. Good catch by Ty Streets. And the senior from Madison, Illinois, has a first down.
You know what you have to like about this drive, Dick, is they've given you a little bit of everything. That one was a quick screen. He's going to wait and delay a little bit as he picks up a block from his wide receivers. And down the field, you see Chris Zeman, number 52, pick up a guy. And again, what you like here is you've seen some power plays, you've seen some finesse plays, you've seen throws to the backs and then to the wide receivers, and they're possessing the ball. That's what Michigan does so well.
And Tom Brady is 3 for 3 to build his confidence. The starting quarterback hands off and smothered in the backfield is Anthony Thomas. A good surge defensively, spearheaded by Bobby Howard, the senior from Rand, West Virginia, and Jimmy Friday, linebacker, Missouri City, Texas.
This Notre Dame Irish defense, Dick, is so much different with Bobby Howard, number 27, in the ball game. Remember, he got injured early last year, missed a few games, but it's a much different defense with Bobby Howard in the game.
Defensive coordinator Greg Madison signals in. Ball at the 35-yard line of Notre Dame. 2nd down, 13th. 10th play of this opening drive for Michigan. Jeremy Tooman, the tight end, lines up on the right side. Brady to throw. Over the middle. Caught. 2 Wolverines were open, one in front of the other, and it was Marcus Knight who took it away from his teammate.
Yeah, it had to be some confusion, but it was an easy choice for Tom Brady. There's 2 white jerseys, you throw to either one of them. Again, he's the outside receiver, and you know what you like about him? He kind of moves around the linebackers. He felt he was covered in one spot, so he kind of shuffled across the middle and made a nice little catch.
And Ty Streets, 86, said, hey, wait a minute, that was my ball.
You'll get plenty of opportunities.
3rd down and 4 outside the Irish 25-yard line.
And, Dick, this is a really big defensive down for the Irish.
Shotgun Brady. The junior from San Mateo fires. Complete. Out of bounds. First down, Michigan. Michigan. Ty Streets, he got his turn in a hurry and produces a first down. The chains move again.
Originally set up so well by picking up the blitzing linebacker, but Tom Brady looks, remember Brian Greasy in the, number 14 on him. It's the same kind of game plan. Well-thrown ball again to Ty Streets. Very, very catchable. Offensive line did a great job of picking up the blitz.
Well, Brady, a perfect 5 for 5 as he spearheads this drive from the opening kickoff. Now deep in Notre Dame territory. First down at the 18. Marcus Knight in motion. On the ground, first down. And short yardage for Clarence Williams. Played his high school football at Cass Tech in Detroit. We saw him on the Ann Arbor campus a couple of days ago wearing a number 26 Raiders uniform. He says, "That Napoleon Kaufman, that's my man this year." It just was what an experience. The enthusiasm being on those two great campuses, Michigan and Notre Dame. And these young athletes, when you talk about student athletes, the ones we talk to fit the bill, don't they?
Yeah, a lot of cynics out there, but these guys are really worthwhile people.
Second down 10. Fake to Williams. Ooh, was the quarterback Brady hitting the pass incomplete. Number 44, Grant Irons, shooting through to plant the quarterback Brady, who looks a little bit wobbly as he gets up.
Well, for you want to test a first-time starter as soon as you can. It's come very late in this drive, but Grant Irons is the Irish hope this year on the passing game. He is their rush linebacker, and you see why they like to have him rush.
Mark Campbell, the tight end, was the intended receiver, incomplete, and Brady collecting his thoughts as Irons only a sophomore. He's gained 36 pounds since a year ago, 256 pounds out of that great Gerald Irons clan in Woodlands, Texas.
Brady can't take a sack here. Get him out of field goal line.
Third down 10. Good protection. He dumps it off. Short game. Williams tackled by Brad Williams, the junior defensive lineman from Orange, California. So on comes the field goal unit for Michigan.
And again, we talk about the kicking game. We mentioned that being an issue. Michigan has a new snapper both for kicks and for punts. That's John Jansen, the All-Big Ten tackle.
Craig Baker will try the field goal. It'll be 35, 36 yards. Brady, the quarterback, holds. It is good. Michigan strikes first, 3-0. Nearly 5.5 minutes of the opening drive, and Lloyd Carr and the Wolverines take a 3-0 lead. 9:37 left, opening quarter.
When you ship with Priority Mail, it's a great way to save money. But what about other parts of the world? There's Global Priority Mail. And here's the best part. Give us a few days more, and you can save up to 70% over FedEx or UPS. So, what's your global priority? Try Global Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Meet Sean Graham, veteran stuntman. This is how he lives. This is what he drives. What else would he drive? Chevy S10, like a rock.
My wife and I both went to University of Notre Dame, and we were just blessed with this beautiful baby boy a few months ago. We just want him to know what his parents are all about. This is Paul Horney, so that hopefully he can make the right decisions in his life. And this is Joe Montana. Some parents might push their kids to attend a certain school or play for a certain team, but with our son, we want to leave those decisions up to him. Did you hear that? He said Fighting Irish. Honey, he said Fighting Irish! He said it!
Notre Dame football is brought to you by Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service, by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road, by Alliance Capital, because later is sooner than you think, and by Pringles, so fresh, once you pop, you can't stop.
Welcome back in his second year Notre Dame head coach Bob Davie has made the message clear. Success at Notre Dame is tied to an effective running game.
We will win at Notre Dame, and we will be successful at Notre Dame if we can run the football. It's no secret that we are going to add some option to our offensive attack, but we are not going to be just an option team. To play the teams we play, to beat the teams we play, you have to be balanced offensively. And I think that's one of the great things that Jarius Jackson gives us, is some versatility that we can do both.
Jarius Jackson and everyone here at Notre Dame curious as just how much this Notre Dame offense will change. How much option will be instituted by Davie. He told us that he's not given up on what you've seen in the past. He's just added to it.
Yeah, it's one of their packages.
Tony Driver is the deep man for Notre Dame. And Jay Feely kicks it off. He did a great job all of last season. Sends it down to the 1-yard line. Here comes Driver. Quick ball up the middle. And is out to the 28-29-yard line. Jarius Jackson, senior from Tupelo, Mississippi, the birthplace of Elvis Presley. And he'll have some big men protecting him. 6'6", over 300-yard average this line. Pettigrew, Wisney, Morandi, Ritter, and Rosenthal. Backfield is Autry, Benson, 1,000-yard rusher each of the last 2 years. Jamie Spencer, fullback. Bobby Brown and Malcolm Johnson outside. Jabari Holloway's the tight end. They could line up in an eye on their first play. Both receivers to the left. Jackson, quick toss to Denson.
Number 29. That got the play started. And then the vision of Autry Dennison finished that play off as he kind of cut back inside and broke to the outside. A saving tackle by Weathers, but a great opening play. Just like for Tom Brady, a good drive. That gives Jarius Jackson a very good feeling.
Notre Dame with so few big plays last year. That one good for 57 and a first down at the Michigan 15. Jamie Spencer stopped at the line of scrimmage. The senior fullback from Monroe, Louisiana, Joaquin Fizel, one of the tri-captains for Michigan, made the hit. Here are the Wolverines: Fizel, Renis, Williams, the front three. Linebackers: Paul Sword, the leading tackler of the last 2 years, Donnie Jones and Koppenhaver. Whitley and Weathers at the corners. You've just seen Weathers save a touchdown, and Hendricks and Marcus Ray at safety.
Here's where Jarius Jackson could be very, very dangerous.
Yet to see the option, changing his play at the line of scrimmage, perhaps. Second down and 10. Here's the option. The toss to Denson. Well read by Michigan's defense, and they drop Denson for a loss. Koppenhaver and Fizel made the play.
You know, for the Irish to win this ball game, they're going to have to make some plays on the perimeter. It's very difficult to pound the ball inside. That first play was an outside pitch. They come back with an option. They're going to use a lot of different types of packages, and the option play on the perimeter is going to be a key to their success today.
They only average one rushing play a game, 13 on the season, of 20 yards or more, and they get 57 on the first play of the season. Third down and a dozen now. Jackson, the throw for the first time. To the end zone. Incomplete. Open was Malcolm Johnson. He had his fingertips on a touchdown.
Should have been caught. Well thrown ball by Jackson. And that ball has to be caught by Malcolm Johnson. Had a big game against Michigan a year ago when he caught 6 passes for over 100 yards. That ball should have been a touchdown.
Andre Weathers had been beaten by Johnson. And now to tie the game, field goal attempt.
For a 33-yard field goal.
Hunter Smith apparently is going to try the field goal. Now he's the holder, and to kick is Jim Sanson. Sanson, who did not have a good warm-up, gets this one in the air. It is good. Had trouble kicking, warming up, did Sanson. Remember, he missed 3 field goals against Southern California a year ago and didn't kick thereafter. But he has tied it. It's 3-all at the
Son, we're preparing a will. You don't have to say anything. Actually, I think we do. Your sister's getting everything.
What? You were a rotten kid. You drove your father crazy.
But I'm counting on that money to retire.
Hear that? Still greedy.
Never prepared himself.
Don't be caught unprepared. Get outstanding research, investment expertise, and global strength at Alliance Capital, because later is sooner than you think.
You are my sunshine.
Go for it, Ben.
Chevy Blazer, a little security in an insecure world.
Dad, body surf? Wow, can we?
Wait a minute,
hold on. Come on, Shorty. Everybody help her something. I'll race you to the beach. You're not gonna beat
Hey,
me.
don't go in the water.
Play slam the stack. You could win instantly. Yeah! Snowboards, mountain bikes, other stuff.
Two-time defending champion Blaine Wilson tries to vault into history as he goes for his third straight national title. The U.S. Gymnastics Championships, next Saturday on NBC.
Talked about the kicking game in an opening game. Great hold here by Hunter Smith, number 17. A wobbly ball, it's low, he's able to get it down, and thereby they were able to get the kickoff to tie the score. So the concern really about the kicking game, holders, snappers, returners.
And now the punter and now kickoff specialist as well, Hunter Smith. Tied at 3. Anthony Thomas, sophomore from Winfield, Louisiana, deep for Michigan. 7:30 remaining in the opening quarter. Each team on the opening drive with a field goal. 36-yard field goal. Craig Baker of the Wolverines, answered by Jim Sanson's three-pointer from 32 yards. Tom Brady waiting to return to the field. Had an excellent opening drive in his debut. And through the end zone. So Michigan on the touchback will start at the 20-yard line.
Look at that first possession. Exactly what Tom Brady wanted. 6 of 7, and they controlled the ball for over 5 minutes. There was no mistakes. They just got hit once by Grant Irons. But I'll tell you, for a quarterback's confidence, your very first college start in a hostile environment, that is a heck of an opening drive. Same with the Irish when they came right back.
And the key there, Autry Denson's 57-yard scamper. And looking back on that, Andre Weathers saved Michigan from being behind with that tackle chasing down Denson. Clarence Williams, single back. Both wide receivers to the left. Ty Screets already with 3 catches. And Brady to throw. Fires complete to the tight end at the 26-yard line, as Mark Campbell of Clawson, Michigan, with a catch. NBC Sports extends its Notre Dame coverage to the internet at msnbcsports.com. Check out a special section about the Irish featuring news, player profiles, and analysis from Pat Hayden. Log on later today for the Locker Room Report, complete post-game coverage. It's all at msnbcsports.com.
Are you a web surfer?
You're going to have to teach me. For Williams, who spins to the 30 and very close to the first down before Benny Gilbo from his safety position can make the tackle.
It's a good run by Clarence Williams, because it's that yards after hit where you often measure running backs. I mean, he got smacked pretty good close to the line of scrimmage right there, but he kept spinning and churning and moving the legs. It also points out a major concern for Notre Dame this year. Last year, they did not stop the run well. They gave up a lot of yardage. They got pounded in the running game, as Coach Davey told us. He said, we're going to rotate our defensive linemen, try to keep them fresh, and stop the run better.
And they are bigger. They worked diligently in the weight room to beef up in the offseason. It is a first down. And Brady again to throw. deep receiver, Marcus Knight, as Brady takes his second big hit.
What the Notre Dame Fighting Irish want to do is force Tom Brady to win the game. And that's just what the Michigan Wolverines really don't want. So when they get a chance, they're going to hit him. And he's taken two pretty good pops.
Jimmy Friday, the man on that hit, the senior linebacker, 6'2" and 236.
You know what, too, Dick? I think your teammates learn a lot about your quarterback when you get hit like that and bounce right back up.
Justin Fargas, the heralded freshman from Encino, California, number 34 in the backfield. Brady throws to him. Incomplete. Corey Miner, number 4 on the coverage. Justin Fargas, his father, Antonio, was Huggy Bear on the TV series Starsky and Hutch. He said that Justin, there they are, all through the elementary school, was a star soccer player. It wasn't until freshman year in high school he took up football. There's Antonio with his blue and gold tie, watching his freshman in the very first game. All Fargas did in Encino's Notre Dame High School is rush for 6,300 yards.
I can never remember which one was Starchy and which one was Hutch. Could you?
That was part of the test you took every week. Brady, lots of time, down the middle, complete at the 47-yard line. Ty Streets with another catch. He has 77 coming into the season with his eyes on a century-plus mark.
I tell you, not a lot of pressure on Tom Brady. And I tell you, watch the wide receivers out here come over the middle. It's a lot of pressure. In a college game like this, you must be able to get some inside pressure on him. From a linebacker, from a tackle that got blocked for too long. Big hole there for Ty Streets. That's a little too easy.
Streets now 4th catch, 48 yards as he makes the sliding reception at the Wolverine 47, 3-3 the score. The give is to Anthony Thomas, and the sophomore short yardage draws a big Notre Dame crowd. Well, you talk about the traditions and the success of these two football programs through the years. They're first or second in the nation in all those categories, from wins to ranks to All-Americas to first-round NFL draft picks. These two schools, no wonder their media guides are volumes.
Great schools, great athletic programs.
2nd down and 8. Side of the field and picks up sizable yardage to the 42 of Notre Dame.
Dick, Notre Dame's defense has been on the field much too long in this first quarter. I mean, 2 long drives here, efficient drives by Michigan. That's just how they went 12-0 a year ago. Notre Dame's defense needs some suddenness. They need some plays. They need some negative plays to get their offense the ball back.
4 minutes and 58 seconds left in this opening quarter. 43-year-old Bob Davies sees his defense dig in with the maize and blue first down at the Irish 42. Jeremy Tuman lines up left, the tight end. Split backs for one of the few times. From the backfield and drives nearly 5 to the 37. Bobby Howard and Joe Farrar make the tackle.
You know, Mike DeBoer, the offensive coordinator for Michigan, is really mixing this up. I mean, that was the first draw play we saw. So we've seen screens, wide-out screens. We've seen, deep in-cuts. We've seen power plays. We've seen pitches. They've done a little bit of everything in their opening 2 drives.
Brady checking that wristband with all the plays as it's signaled in from the sidelines. He has a new running back, Anthony Thomas, replaces Clarence Williams. 2nd down and 5. It's Thomas. And drives to the 35-yard line. It'll be a long 3 for a first down. Coming up to make the tackle, assisting Bobby Howard with Farrar and Gilbo.
And this, again, becomes an important play for the Notre Dame defense. Injured Wolverine on the field.
University of Michigan looking with concern. We want to be sure as the number is shielded from us. Appears to be number 88, Mark Campbell, the tight end. And with the break in the action, 4:04 remaining in the opening quarter, it's tied at 3.
Thanks, Dad.
You can't do this with Caravan.
Thanks.
You can't do it with Windstar.
Thanks, Pop.
A little help? Only the Chevy Venture is available with a remote control sliding side door. It's the perfect accessory for the overworked father. Chevy Venture. Let's go.
Choose low 0.9 financing or $1,500 cash back on Chevy Venture. See your dealer today.
You need an agent, all right. A theatrical agent. Ready? Set, hey. Ready? Hey! Oh, how much for that move? Yeah! A shoe contract? You got mad. Get the train. Season's over.
Hi, I'm expecting a fax.
Room 212 wants the ammunition to deal with her toughest clients.
Nothing. Hi. Davies, 212. I called earlier.
Right, fax. It hasn't come yet.
I need it for a meeting.
Excuse me, Miss Davies? Just came in.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone.
Business services by Marriott. When you're comfortable, you could do anything.
It's been a banner year for baseball. Now, as the season hits the stretch run, the playoffs are right around the corner. It all starts on NBC Wednesday night, September 30th with the Division Series. Then on Tuesday night, October 6th, the American League Championship Series gets underway. Postseason baseball coming to NBC.
Welcome back. The injured Michigan player, tight end Mark Campbell, walked off the field. Was assisted somewhat. As we look down, one of America's most enduring corporate images, the Goodyear blimp floating overhead, providing our aerial views for today's game. Today, it's the Spirit of Akron, which spends nearly 5 months of the year following sporting action throughout the country. Third down and a long three, Pat Hayden.
Yeah, and Dick, I think this is another very important down for the Michigan defense. Somebody has to step up and make a play. They've really been able to put no pressure on Tom Brady because of good offensive line play. So they may need to get a blitz or a strong safety, somebody up there to make him rush his throw.
Shotgun with both Knight and Streets, the wide receivers to the left. An inside screen to Streets. What a move and a first down at the Notre Dame 26. Benny Gilbo chopped him down, but Streets with his 5th reception of the opening quarter.
I'll tell you, second time it's that little quick screen, and it could freeze vodka with that move. I mean, it's made a guy move very, very quickly, and they've come back to successful plays. Good offensive teams, if you don't stop the play, they're going to continue to run it. That's the second time we've seen that quick screen to tie Streets, and the second time they picked up a first down on him.
And with 3:34 left in the quarter, 3-3 tie, and Michigan 9 first downs to 1. Churning out the first downs, not many big plays, but they're getting the job done. Ray Jackson, his first carry, fullback from nearby Indianapolis, hit by Grant Irons.
Dick, you and I were talking about amazing statistic for Notre Dame's defense. They have not recovered a fumble in their last 8 ball games last season, and this is a time when you'd like to cause a fumble.
That's just hard to do, to go through 8 games and not recover one opponent's fumble. And at one of the measures of last year, where Notre Dame figures that was a bad statistic last year, you only can be better.
Absolutely.
This is absolutely. Corey Minor and the defense for the Irish dig in. 2nd and 9. Handoff to the freshman Fargus. And Justin Fargus is greeted rudely.
You mentioned he went to Notre Dame High School playing against Notre Dame, but things are really expected big for him as a freshman.
Let's get an injury report on Mark Campbell. Jim?
All right, Nick, they've taken the tape off Mark Campbell's left ankle. What it is right now is just a bruise and a sprain. They're going to retape it. Paul Schmidt, the trainer for Michigan, and he will return to the game. Dick?
All right, thanks, Jim. Key man in that offense, a terrific blocker, Campbell. 3rd down and 6. Brady on 3rd down, 4 for 4, 3 first downs. Out of the shotgun, quick screen again, and This time it doesn't work for a first down. Stopped short. It's Justin Fargas, Johnny Sanders from a safety spot to make the tackle. It'll be 4th down and about a yard and a half.
I tell you, with the Michigan offensive line, it's easy for me to make the call for Lloyd Carr. With the Michigan offensive line doing as well as they do, I would go after it. Go after the first down.
Well, Craig Baker, however, the field goal kicker, has come onto the field. Lloyd Carr, in his 4th season, National Coach of the Year honors for that incredible season a year ago. Baker connected from 36, this one from 33 out of Brady's hole. It is no good. Wide to the left. Oh, that hurts to drive the entire length of the field and come up empty, but the Irish partisans love it. It's still tied at 3.
You need an agent, all right. A theatrical agent. Ready? Set, hut. Ready? Oh, how much for that move? Yeah. A shoe contract? You got man, get the train. Season's over.
Snap.com. The search engine that gets you instant answers brings you the Snap Instant Poll.
What's the key to a successful Notre Dame season? Their running game. Dominance on the line. No injuries to key players.
Vote today on Snap.com and see what the rest of the country thinks.
Check out Snap's college football coverage for the latest score, bowl rundowns, and the best coverage from around the internet.
Snap.com.
Relax. Kick back. Rest easy. Not the first thoughts that come to mind when investing on your own. But working with our financial advisors, you'll feel differently.
Every client's ambition should be our ambition. Their dreams. Our dreams.
Isn't it reassuring to know that whatever your goals in a complex world, someone will be looking out for you?
We measure success, one investor at a time.
Lloyd Carr feared the unpredictability of the kicking game in the opening game. Good snap, good hold by Brady. It looked like Baker just kind of hit this right in the middle of the ball rather than low, and it was missed badly.
Well, Baker very reliable throughout last year's championship season, made 14 and 19. 1 for 2 today. Notre Dame takes over at the 20. Tied at 3. Just a bit more than a minute remaining in this opening quarter. Notre Dame Stadium. Jarius Jackson, good play action fake. Nolan picks it up and incomplete. Almost intercepted. On the deflection, picked off by James Whitley.
I think there should have been a pass interference call on a Michigan defender first, though. The back end of the backfield was held. But nonetheless, the ball thrown high. James Whitley, watch over here. This guy's getting held right here, the tight end. The ball's thrown high. Heads up play by James Whitley, who's filling in for you-know-who, Charles Woodson, from a year ago. So the big play man, Charles Woodson, gone, replaced by Whitley. Picks up where Woodson left off.
His first interception as a Wolverine, and for Malcolm Johnson, second ball to go off his fingertips. Remember, he had a chance in the end zone on Notre Dame's opening drive. So that Notre Dame defense exhausted, back on the field. They've had little rest this opening quarter. Clarence Williams down to the 30, maybe the 29-yard line. So Michigan with its 29th play from scrimmage, 5 for Notre Dame in this opening quarter. James Whitley had a big Rose Bowl game as well. Sophomore from Norfolk, Virginia, picks off the pass at the 33-yard line. It's now 2nd down and 7 Michigan. That big offensive line breaks the huddle. Streets and Knight, the wide receivers, both to the right. The tight end to the left side, and Brady's going to call time with 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Hey, Dick, let's go back to the interception. I thought there was a holding call right then. Watch the tight end as he tries to release and gets held by the Michigan linebacker. Now, it's right there. He's getting held. There's an official right here. He doesn't call it, and then the ball's picked off down here. mean, great defensive play by Whitley, but there was a hold there that should have been called.
Jim Gray.
Dick, the Notre Dame coaching staff, particularly the defensive coach, is very concerned. Notre Dame defense has been out on the field this entire quarter with 30 seconds left. Only 5 plays have they gotten a breather. It's 84 degrees down here. They're concerned about them losing water and dehydration, so they're going to keep a careful eye and keep trying to rotate a bunch of guys in. Dick?
Thank you, Jim. Michigan dominating possession in this opening quarter and the only turnover on the interception. The score is tied at 3 with 30-5. The play count.
Yeah, time of possession generally is not a big thing, but it is so far in this game. And particularly because of the heat, particularly because the Notre Dame defensive line has been in for way too many plays.
Tom Brady sets his line on 2nd down and 8 at the Notre Dame 30. Throws complete to Aaron Shea, and Shea's knocked down inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that's 3 big hits, though, that Tom Brady has taken. That time from Corey Minor, number 4. Now, again, Corey Minor is one of their captains. He's the guy that has to step up right now. I mean, somebody has to really make some plays defensively. You look to your captains. Corey Minor is one. He gets there a little bit late. But a wonderful catch there by Aaron Shea.
Shea, junior from Ottawa, Illinois. He's playing because of the injury to Mark Campbell. 3rd down and a long 6, maybe 7 yards, and a timeout called with 24 seconds remaining in the opening quarter.
Because there is a man in Chicago planning his retirement this year. Because there is a family in Boston who hopes to send their kids to college someday. Because there is a doctor in New York looking forward to the day she will open her own clinic. Because the dreams of every investor continue to change in a complex world, so too have we. Which is why at Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, we measure success one investor at a time.
Snap.com, the search engine that gets you instant answers, brings you the Snap Instant Poll.
What's the key to a successful Notre Dame season? Their running game. Dominance on the line. No injuries to key players.
Vote today on Snap.com and see what the rest of the country thinks.
Check out Snap's college football coverage for the latest score, bowl rundown, and the best coverage from around the internet.
Snap.com.
You need an agent, all right. A theatrical agent. Ready? Set, hey. Ready? Hey! Oh, how much for that move? Yeah! A shoe contract? You got man. Get the train. Season's over.
Saturday Night Live presents the best of its greatest stars. Each week a different star. Tonight, it's the best of Dan Aykroyd.
I am Beldar.
Jane, you ignorant slut. Then the best of Gilda Radner. Plus, Bill Hartman, it's the best stars. Funniest moments tonight. And coming soon, the season premiere with Something About Mary's Cameron Diaz.
This early September Saturday, brilliant sunshine, very warm, 80,000 plus at Notre Dame Stadium, including coach and AD emeritus Bo Schembechler, part of the great legacy Michigan football, Fielding Yost, Harry Kipke, Fritz Chrysler, Bo Schembechler. Notre Dame the same. You just rattle off the great coaching names. You say, well, this is collegiate football. On 3rd down and 7, it's Brady. Short pass to Clarence Williams, knocked out of bounds, shy of the 1st down at the 26-yard line by Ty Good, the cornerback for Notre Dame.
Well, you know, he just missed a field goal. I think you go for it here, although it's a little longer. Yeah, it's 4th and what? Probably 3 yards.
Here he comes, Craig Baker, the senior from Terre Haute, Indiana. Good from 36, missed left from 33. This one will be 43 yards from the left hash mark. It is short, no good. It might have been partially blocked at the line of scrimmage. It certainly didn't seem to take off as he hit it.
Well, you know, Michigan has dominated this game in every way except for the scoreboard. And again, Lloyd Carr, we said it, one of the themes, really concerned in the opening game about his kicking game. Now, good snapping, good holding, looked like he had enough leg on it. His career long was 42 yards last year against Penn State. This would have been, well, he kicked it about 42 yards. Unfortunately, he needed 43 yards.
Had a 54-yarder in high school, but again, it's Notre Dame, despite the fact they have been out-possessioned, out-gained, hanging on to a 3-all tie. Final seconds, first quarter, and the handoff is to Denson. Short yardage, maybe a gain of a yard. Sam Sword, number 93, the number 1 tackler for the Wolverines the last 2 seasons, total 200 the last 2 years. Sword with a stop, and that is the end of the opening quarter at Notre Dame Stadium. Field goals to Story early. Michigan 1 for 3. Notre Dame good on its only chance. End of 15 minutes.
He's back. The man who can become anyone returns to Saturdays. The Pretender, NBC Saturdays, 8, 7 Central.
When the plant shut down, it was like the plug was being pulled on all of our families.
How you doing, Ronnie? Like everybody else, I guess.
So many people out of work in a town this size, you just didn't know where to find help. And little did we know, help was about to find us.
Local officials are moving closer to luring the manufacturer.
Power company? Now, how's the power company going to do that?
The facility would employ as many as 330 workers.
Georgia Power had teamed up with state and city officials to try and persuade businesses to relocate here.
Some of the lowest power rates in the country.
Before long, they'd made their case, and a new factory was on its way. Turns out they've done this kind of thing throughout the state.
Hey, there. You coming?
No. Of course, I don't think folks around here realize all this.
Not just yet.
They just know we're back in business.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 19. Don, our battery expert. You never know when your battery's going to die. But when it does, Don is here to help. Just let Don know what kind of car you drive, and he'll make sure you get the right battery. Better yet, get your car in here, and Don will install an Autocraft battery for you. Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
February 1997. Governor Miller pushes tougher welfare laws, requiring recipients to work for benefits, imposing a time limit, and cracking down on welfare fraud. Who votes for more welfare? Roy Barnes. In amendments to Bill 104, Barnes votes 3 separate times to weaken work requirements for welfare recipients, weaken incentives for recipients to stop having children, and to weaken safeguards against welfare fraud. It's factual and true. Roy Barnes, too soft on welfare spending, too liberal for Georgia.
Operation Football, Friday on 11 Alive News at 11.
Welcome back to South Bend. It's tied at 3 after the opening quarter here at Notre Dame. There are the statistics of the first 15, Pat.
You know, Dick, it's hard to believe it's 3-3 when you look at those numbers. Michigan is dominating the game, but the Irish defense has been opportunistic. They forced a couple of plays, and the missed field goals have been the difference in the game thus far.
And we open the second quarter with Notre Dame 2nd and 10 at their own 27-yard line. Joey Goodspeed, Audrey Denson in the eye behind the quarterback, Jurius Jackson. Jackson on the option, keeps, and takes the loss back at the 23-yard line as Ian Gold, a junior from Belleville, Michigan, in on the play along with Joaquin Fizell. Well, to show you how tough this Michigan defense is, and they only lost 2 to graduation, just 9.5 points a game allowed. Best in the nation, best defense in yards allowed, best pass defense, and 7th against the run. Still co-national champion.
Yeah, and they return 9 guys from that team. Although they lose a brilliant player in Charles Woodson.
Down 11, shotgun for the first time for Jurius Jackson. Lots of time down the middle, incomplete. Had a man open, but threw too tall to Malcolm Johnson.
2 throws, 2 high balls. And just when Notre Dame needed a long drive, a long possession, Here comes the punter. I was wondering whether the punters were ever going to earn a letter. We haven't seen too much punting yet, have we? But, I mean, Notre Dame really needed to possess the ball there.
James Whitley with an interception. Back to return is Hunter, the punter here at Notre Dame. Hunter Smith, senior from Sherman, Texas, to kick. He's averaged 41 yards a punt in his career. Barely gets it off, and booms, a high spiral. Whitley at his 36 to the 40. Picking up some blocks now. Has a wave on this side, but breaking Bobby Howard was the man who may have saved a very long return. The wall had been set up to the near side. How close was that to being blocked?
Yeah, I think it was Deano Johnson, number 9, came in. Good snap again, but it was a punt block all the way. Woo. Wow.
I know a place.
This is not a country for wimps. We invented the cowboy, the jawbreaker, and the quarterback blitz. We are rough on our cars. So get a Chevy Malibu. It'll go up to 100,000 miles before its first scheduled tune-up. Transmission fluid, 100,000 miles. Engine coolant, 5 years or 150,000 miles. We're talking tough. The car you knew America could build. The Chevy Malibu.
I'll take you there.
What's it going to take to get the network you need for the future?
Never happened.
Who's got the network know-how, the people, and the technology to take you there? Lucent Technologies. We make the things that make communications work.
Because there is a man in Chicago planning his retirement this year. Because there is a family in Boston who hopes to send their kids to college someday. Because there is a doctor in New York looking forward to the day she will open her own clinic. Because the dreams of every investor continue to change in a complex world, so too have we. Which is why at Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, we measure success one investor at a time.
Notre Dame football is brought to you by the Chevy Malibu, the car you knew America could build. Genuine Chevrolet. By Champion, official outfitter of Notre Dame football. By Lucent Technologies, we make the things that make communications work. And by Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, we measure success one investor at a time.
And welcome back to Notre Dame. Tied at 3 early in the second quarter. Tom Brady.
You know, there's a lot of ingredients that go into be a quarterback. And you guys, if you've never played before, your teammates worry about you. They wonder about you. Are you tough enough to get up after those kind of hits and respond? Tom Brady has in this first half.
And I remember you as a Los Angeles Ram quarterback. They came out with a little brush room and that little pan to sweep you up.
Way too often, yeah.
First down, Michigan. 3 all tie. Wolverines at their own 42. Play action by Brady. He's going long this time for Marcus Knight. It is intercepted by Deveron Harper. What a play by Harper. No, wait, took it away. And then taken away by Knight. I thought Harper had it when they went to the ground.
It looked like Harper, number 10, had it for a moment, but he was battled by Knight. Good position. And that's a great, strong hands by Marcus Knight.
What a catch by Knight.
Now, he's the other receiver. You know, Ty Streets has caught a bunch of balls here today. They go the deep ball this time with Marcus Knight, and that is one remarkable catch. Strong hands.
From our angle, Harper, and his angle, he thought he had it. 42-yard play. Brady to this. And it's Williams knocked out of bounds by Johnny Sanders. Another good game by Williams. He's inside the 10 to the 7-yard line.
Dick, you know, Mark Campbell's back in the game, in the tight end for the Wolverines, and what a great block he threw there for Clarence Williams. He's over here in the tight end. He just kind of lock up over here and really clears the way for Clarence Williams. He just does a great job. There he is, number 88. Just buried his guy.
First and goal for Michigan at the 7-yard line. Trying to break this 3 all tie. It's Williams again to the 4-yard line. This time Sanders. Boy, has he been busy from a safety spot. Sanders, number 5. from Houston, Texas, the senior.
That will give them what, the first and goal here. And I'll tell you, the way this offensive line has played, John Jansen, Chris Zeman, Hutchinson, Brandt, and Brackens, you know, you just I would just keep giving the ball to your halfback and your fullback.
And the Wolverines, second and goal from the 4. Touchdown as he fought forward.
A clever little move there at the line of scrimmage, though, wasn't it, Dick? I mean, it looked like there was some penetration, good defense, that he was going to get stopped in the backfield, and then a little stutter step right there, bounces around his guys. That should have been a loss, and he ended up picking up 3 yards.
Good job by Williams, the senior. Third and goal from the 1. Well, they changed the scoreboard. They added first and goal from the 7, and now they've readjusted. It is second and goal from the 1. From short yardage, and I believe Notre Dame has recovered. No, they have not. Michigan somehow on the bottom of the pile. Dreisbach must have gotten back to fall on it. What a hit as Dreisbach was going to roll out on the option.
Now, I have to question bringing in Dreisbach there. I mean, I know he's a good runner. He had a 72-yard option run a few years ago. But again, they've been doing so well with power football, I don't think you need to run an option. A great play off the corner.
And how did Dreisbach hustle back and get the ball as Johnny Sanders made the hit? He has been the star on defense for Notre Dame, but Dreisbach able to fall on it. It is now third and goal from the 4.
I don't like the option play there.
Knight and Streets to the right. The throw incomplete and almost intercepted on the carom. Ty Good made the play. Devin Harper was there as well.
This game has been incredible to me. I've never seen a team dominate another like Michigan has with Notre Dame and have Notre Dame still in the ballgame. They have been very, very timely. I think a strange call bringing in Dreisbach, though, on that option play. I think that results in the field goal attempt here.
New field goal kicker, Jay Feely instead of Craig Baker. This one from 21 yards. Feely pounds it through, and Michigan takes the lead 6-3. 11:36 left in the opening half.
Send your packages in 2 days with FedEx to lots of different places. You get lots of different prices.
Send your packages in 2 days with UPS to lots of different places. You get lots of different prices.
Send your packages in 2 to 3 days with priority mail to lots of different places. You get the same price. You know, $3.
So, what's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
I've noticed something. There are more and more things to do these days.
So how's my afternoon look?
And less time to do them.
Just overnighted.
Where did all this free time go?
Into a computer, probably.
You want a Chevy Cavalier. It can go up to 100,000 miles before its first scheduled tune-up. So you have more time for everything else in your life. Get the car that's easy to own. A Cavalier. And if you have any of that free time...
Send it to me.
Genuine Chevrolet. Cars more Americans trust.
Wake up the echoes and shake down the thunder with your piece of history. Thanks to the Notre Dame Stadium expansion, authentic original bricks and seats are available from the house that Rockney built. Call 1-800-546-4315 to order the first down, the champion, or an authentic stadium seat, all removed from the original 1930 built stadium. To order, call 1-800-546-4315 and secure your place in Notre Dame history.
Sandra Bullock and Dennis Leary in an NBC theatrical premiere.
What are you doing?
Taking a right. Two thieves on the run from the law.
Why not make a weekend out of it?
Who fell for each other.
Didn't you learn how to fish?
For the first time on network television.
Is this the hormone things?
2 If I See, NBC Sunday.
So Michigan, Feely with a short field goal after Michigan fumbled on second and goal from the 1-yard line. Dreisbach on the option and may have cost the Wolverines more. The lead is 3. Feely, who kicked the 21-yard field goal to kick off.
That kicking game again comes into play. It's going to bounce right over here on the right side. Well done. It took a giant hop. The Irish were caught by surprise. He blocked downfield. That was recovered. It's one of the receivers at the top of the screen up here, up this right here.
Dwayne Patman, number 15, catches it on that big high hop. And Patman, one of the top defensive backs, although not a starter, gives Michigan the ball at the Notre Dame 47-yard line.
Great special teams call.
Well executed as well by Feely, and Clarence Williams pounds up the middle to the 43-yard line. It's 6-3, but Michigan could have a commanding lead, but for 2 missed field goals. This one, Craig Baker from 33, and then from 43 short, and then from the 1-yard line, the fumble by Dreisbach cost Michigan a possible touchdown. But they make up for it as Lloyd Carr's team. He said he was worried most about the kicking game, and maybe he had something in mind himself, that maybe he would be able to punish with a kicking game. Play action, Brady looking long, and goes deep for Streets, incomplete. At the Notre Dame 10-yard line, covered by DeVron Harper. Ty Streets, 77 career catches. He had 3 catches and a touchdown against Notre Dame a year ago in the 21-14 win by the Wolverines at Ann Arbor.
Yeah, he won 2 touchdown catches in the Rose Bowl. One of those tall, lanky guys at 6'4" that kind of lull you to sleep. You know, he runs faster than he actually looks. The next thing you know, he's running right by you.
3rd down and 6 Michigan as Streets takes a blow. Johnson, 6'3" junior from Detroit, number 9, replaces him. Shotgun Brady.
No pressure.
No all day for Brady to search and find. No, they say the ball skipped in to Diallo Johnson, incomplete. A little low.
Yeah, in the opening game of the year, and in your bowl game, you have to have, there are more adjustments that hit the ground, more adjustments than any other time of the game. Any other time of the season, they clearly hit the ground. I'll tell you, Notre Dame's going to have to make some adjustments. They have to get some pressure on Tom Brady.
First punt for Jason Vinson of the Wolverines. Fair catch called by Notre Dame. Getherall, very dangerous speed, the little 5'7" Getherall from Hacienda Heights, California. And Notre Dame offense on the field. They have not been there often. A reminder, coming soon to NBC.
Are you ready?
It's coming!
NBC Premiere Week. In 2 weeks, your favorite NBC shows are back.
All your questions will be answered. Is there going to be a wedding on Friends?
Find out during Premiere Week. Meet the next generation of must-see TV.
NBC Premiere Week.
In 2 weeks.
Another great season of must-see TV coming up on NBC. Notre Dame trailing 6-3, takes over deep in their own end from the 14-yard line, and Autry Denson. But for that opening play of the game for Notre Dame scrimmage play, 57-yard run by Denson, this Michigan defense has dominated. One thing about Denson, you talk about your feature back. He's only fumbled once each of the last 2 years. He's lost 2 fumbles in 2 seasons, 466 carries.
Wasn't too bad in high school either. Only fumbled twice in high school, both in the same game.
His dad was the one who taught him that. Said, leave it on the ground. That's a sign you don't have courage. He said, I learned that in a hurry. Here's the action as the quarterback, Jackson, keeps it, but again, for very little gain, as Donnie Jones, 55, there to make the stop.
They tell you, Notre Dame has to make some plays in the perimeter. You're going to see Jarius Jackson coming right at you with a lead block by Ritter and his fullback. But again, it's hard to run right at Notre Dame, at Michigan over and over again. If you're going to make some plays in that game, you got to get outside, you got to get the pitch, and Autry Denson in those running lanes.
Notre Dame still with just 1 first down. Getherall and Johnson, the wide receiver, shotgun for Jackson on 3rd down and 4 from his 19. Throws to the sideline. Not close. Malcolm Johnson was closest, and it appears that, at least thus far, all of the passes by Jackson have been directed toward number 6 Johnson.
Yeah, and they've all been high. And generally, that means at that time he got a little rushed. He couldn't really follow through. And that's why that ball was thrown high. And that was the nose tackle, Rob Renas. And he makes a lot of plays for a nose tackle, puts a lot of pressure on a quarterback.
Still with just one first down, the Notre Dame offense, and they have to punt it away. James Whitley deep for Michigan, inside the Wolverine 40. Hunter Smith to punt. Almost blocked was his first punt. Good protection this time. Short kick. Whitley lets it bounce, and it takes a Notre Dame roll and is down at the 33-yard line. Some of the fans here wondering, why would you down it? It might have rolled more. Tony Driver made the play.
This great Notre Dame moment is brought to you by Adidas. In 1993, in front of yet another sold-out crowd, Charlie Ward led #1 Florida State into South Bend to battle the #2 Fighting Irish. With Notre Dame leading 31-24 and seconds remaining, the Seminoles had one last chance. The Irish and their fans celebrated their win and the #1 ranking that would follow. Adidas, it's not football, it's Notre Dame football.
It's great coming back to Notre Dame. This place, for me, is pretty special.
Father, how are you?
Good to see you. It's been a couple of years.
It sure has. How's everything?
Oh, not bad. Place is pretty the same. Family all right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Good. Joe, do you remember that great pass you threw?
The one against the Cowboys in the playoffs.
No, Joe. The one against Houston in the Cotton Bowl. By the way, what did you ever end up doing after you left college? It was just for one great throw.
One official Major League Baseball, $9. New ball, $9. New ball, $9. New ball, new ball, new ball, $9. New windshield, $100. 62, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Official card of Major League Baseball and believer that records were made to be broken.
It's new from the creators of Friends. Yes, that's Christina Applegate as Jessie.
I stopped by to ask you to my place for dinner tomorrow night.
Never had a guy cook for me before.
You like spicy things? Oh, man, what a great line.
Jessie, right after Friends, NBC Thursdays in 2 weeks.
Back at Notre Dame and reflecting on last year, 7-6 was tough enough to digest here at Notre Dame. The offseason produced testy off-the-field challenges. Former assistant coach Joe Moore, 64, charged age discrimination after he was fired by Bob Davies from his coaching staff. That litigation, which introduced some embarrassing testimony, yet to be totally resolved, although Davies said yesterday, I've said all I have to say about it. I don't think my team's affected. I don't think those thoughts are in their minds.
You know, Dick, I've always had a high regard for Notre Dame, but that is a lawsuit that should have been settled, much like one in Little Rock should have been settled. Should have been settled. There was some embarrassing testimony, but they're going to move beyond it, and it should not affect their team play.
Michigan leading 6-3 with 9 minutes left in the opening half, and Brady to throw. Good protection. None down. Intended for the tight end. Mark Campbell, broken up by Bobby Howard. And then Notre Dame reported itself to the NCAA on a female booster providing gifts, including tickets to a Chicago Bulls game involving 5 current Irish players. The players, after paying the cost of such favors to their charities, are eligible. University has disbanded the quarterback club, which the guilty booster paid $25 to join, and now Notre Dame waits to see if there'll be any sanctions from the NCAA. Short game for Michigan. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think Notre Dame did all the right things. As soon as they found out about the booster situation, they reported it. They got it behind them. They've done everything they should have done according to NCAA rules, and those 5 players have been declared eligible.
And that's Mike Wadsworth, the athletic director. He's told all of his athletes it's very simple. If anyone offers you something for nothing, beware and be smart. Yeah. 8.5 left in this opening half. 3rd down, 6 Michigan. Shotgun Brady. And the junior from California fires, complete but short of the first down at the 41. Tackle made by Benny Gilbo of Kevin Bryant. And up comes 4th down. So the Notre Dame defense has held.
Hey, Dick, you know, Notre Dame feels they can block a punt. against Michigan. Now's the time where they could really use a punt block.
Jason Vincent to kick, 10 men on the line. Joey Getherall deep.
Yep. It's return all the way.
Short kick. Getherall at the 26. 35. To the 39-yard line. Getherall only 5'7" and 172 with good leg strength. A 13-yard return of a 32-yard punt.
The former Bishop Amat Lancer from Southern California. He is 5'7", but this guy is courageous. I mean, kind of like leaf in the wind. You know, this guy moves all over the place.
Bishop Amat, they got some great players. Even the Pat Aidens, they were all small, though. What is it about
sure were, man. You know, Notre Dame, I mean, actually, Bishop Amat played in Chicago last night. They brought their team all the way to play Chicago, and I think they came to the ball game today.
Notre Dame with its best field position since the one good play that they've enjoyed, the 57-yard run by Autry Denson on their first scrimmage play. Jarius Jackson just inside his 40, the toss to Denson. To the sidelines and out of bounds at about the 43. James Whitley made the bump.
Autry Denson has had a remarkable career. As you see, got more and more productive. And that's what you like about a guy. I think the durability, the fact that he's been more productive each year he's been given the ball. He doesn't turn it over. He's a captain and a leader on this team.
And third all-time in Notre Dame rushing statistics behind Alan Pinkett and Vegas Ferguson. Has 63 yards today. Second down 7 for Jackson and the Irish. Off the action, he fades to throw. Scramble wide open. It's Rakai Nelson, and Nelson has a first down at the Michigan 24-yard line. His first catch of the game, 32 yards, but it was Jackson breaking a tackle, scrambling to find the open man.
But they needed a big play out of a passing game, and it's off the option fake. Now, they haven't really run the option particularly well, but they fooled the Michigan defense there. Rakai Nelson ran a crossing route and was wide open, but Jarius Jackson did a good job of just staying alive and avoiding the rush.
First down, Notre Dame at the Michigan 24. It's 6-3. Wolverines lead. 7 minutes, 20 seconds left in this second quarter. Jackson. And almost work. A great defensive play to stop Jackson as Joey Goodspeed tried to make the block. It was James Whitley from a corner. A good tackle.
But you're right. Joey Goodspeed, number 45, if he gets through there and makes the play, and he kind of hesitated. If he didn't hesitate and blocks that corner, Jarius Jackson may have a chance to score. A little hesitation there on the lead block by Joey Goodspeed.
4-yard gain for Jackson to the Wolverine 20. Bobby Brown, Wolverines leading, or the Irish leading receiver, comes into the game. The handoff goes inside, however, into the 15 to 14-yard line.
Well, now this offensive line of the Irish, Dick, is beginning to get some momentum, some steam. Jerry Wisney, their weak side guard, number 71, did an excellent job of clearing the way on that play. Here he is, Wisney. He's got a brother on the team. His father played tackle on the 1966 National Championship team.
5 more yards for Denson, brings up third down and 1. Denson again. It had been whistled at. Forward momentum at the 13-yard line. Tommy Hendricks from a safety spot made the tackle. First down, Notre Dame.
Autry Denson is a determined runner. But watch the offensive line. Wisney, Ritter does a good job there. Rosenthal, lead block there by Goodspeed. Pretty good tackle there by Tommy Hendricks, the free safety for Michigan. That was not a fumble because his progress had been stopped. A good offensive line play in the last few plays.
Michigan fans didn't like that call, but it is first down Notre Dame, trailing 6-3. Goodspeed, the fullback, barrels to the 5. Goodspeed to the 3. Somehow, a name like Goodspeed shouldn't be playing fullback. He ought to be a tailback.
Well, indeed, he has good speed. And again, they run the option. This time you give it to the fullback rather than faking it to him, and he looks like he's a much better and stronger runner than he is a blocker. Remember, he got off to a great start in their opening game last year against Georgia Tech, then was hurt, and they running fullbacks did.
Well, have they ever? Recently, Anthony Johnson, Rodney Culver, Jerome Bettis, Ray Zellers, Mark Edwards. They measure for the first down. And it is 2 links short. Third down.
How much is a link? Each link is how long?
I don't know. That's the currency has never been my strength.
Well, I'll be surprised if Jarius Jackson does not sneak this ball. I'll be very surprised.
Ball at the Michigan 3. Third down and inches.
And what a remarkable thing for Notre Dame with 5:39 remaining in this first half. Trailing by 3. The way Michigan is dominated, if they could score, this would be an incredible emotional lift.
Good speed, the fullback. Denson, the tailback. Jackson checks that tough Michigan defense. Gives to Denson. Denson leans forward inside the 3 to the 2, and if that's where they spot it, it's first and goal. Josh Williams, the junior tackle from Houston, made the stop for Michigan. First and goal, Notre Dame. Jarius Jackson looking to the sidelines. 5:19, 5:18 left in the half.
You know, Dick, and last year, Jarius Jackson did come in situations, goal line and short yardage, and run the option play. Oh, no.
Flags are flying. It's amazing. Opening game of the season, that is only the second penalty of the game, one against Michigan in the first quarter.
I believe an offensive lineman moved a smidgen too early.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty, Hunter remains first.
This is Tim Ritter right here. Gets a little bit anxious, and sometimes when you're pulling, which he clearly was, you get a little bit anxious.
Davies not at all pleased with that. Very costly, that deep in the opponent's territory. So now first and goal from just inside the 8. Good speed, and Denson lined up behind the quarterback, Jarius Jackson. Jackson takes the loss back at the 11-yard line. It was Rob Renas, the junior nose tackle from Holland, Michigan.
He's right in here. Renas, both these guys, the nose tackle and the tackle. Renas, for a nose guard, he makes a lot of plays. Ordinarily, you think nose guards, you know, kind of clearing the way so linebackers can make the plays. Well, Rob Renas attacks the line of scrimmage. He makes sacks. He's also a pretty good student.
Makes A's as well. Yeah. Academic All-America. 3.52 grade point average. One of his majors is German. So second and goal outside the 10 for Notre Dame. Some emotion. Strong play, the good speed, and Michigan was waiting. At the 10, Marcus Ray, first time we've called his number, the senior veteran safety from Columbus, Ohio.
He's the defensive coordinator of Michigan, Jim Herman. You know, they had a lot of MVPs on that team last year. You know, the Heisman Trophy winner, the MVP of the Rose Bowl. Lloyd Carr was a coach of the year. But that guy, Jim Herman, deserves a lot of credit as well. He did a great job with the #1 ranked defense.
So on third and goal from the 10-yard line, Notre Dame trailing by 3. Only Denson in the backfield with Jackson. Races out on the roll, going to Creed. Now he's throwing. Tall again. Malcolm Johnson. Something between Jackson and Johnson. Every pass seems directed at Johnson, the senior. He's 6'5", good reason, but too tall time and time again.
You're right. He is 6'5". But now it was a tough throw for Jarius Jackson. He had made up his mind for a moment to run. Then he pulled up, and just one more time, too tall over the 6'5", Malcolm Johnson. And there's a big strike zone there, but it is not being hit by Jarius Jackson.
27-yard field goal attempt then for Jim Sanson to tie the game out of Hunter Smith's hole. The kick, but good. A knuckleball drive, and the game is even at 6.
Good hole. Wow. You know, I'll tell you, one MVP early in this ball game is the holder, Hunter Smith. Twice he has put it down, and it led to those field goals.
Bob Davies, Lloyd Carr, Field goal game tied at 6.
I understand you got a bug problem.
Daddy, I want you to meet my friend. Dad, so cool. Who's the iOS?
This your son.
This is your dog!
Your life is full of worries. Your car shouldn't be. Get a Chevy Lumina. It's reliable, comfortable, and it's one less thing to worry about.
Sir, is this your house?
Heck, Lumina can even save you $1,000.
Waterburn, Australia, a true story. A man was prospecting behind his trailer home when he discovered a 61-pound nugget of solid gold worth $1 million. When it comes to retirement, you can depend on luck, or you can depend on us, Sun America. We specialize in retirement investments. Ask about our personal retirement portfolios, and don't leave your future to chance. Sun America, the retirement specialist.
On the football field, I can smell fear a mile away. And here I smell fear too. And it stinks.
But I ain't it. I'm afraid to try Zest body wash.
Listen, smelly boy, Zest gets you cleaner and more refreshed.
But I ain't it. I need some serious lather.
Look here, it takes 9 bars to get as much cleaner rinsing lather as Zest body wash with lather thingy.
Get cleaner, more refreshed with Zest Body Wash.
Now that's zestfully clean.
Saturday Night Live presents the best of its greatest stars. Each week a different star. Tonight, it's the best of Dan Aykroyd.
I am Beldar.
Jane, you ignorant slut. Then the best of Hilda Radner. Plus, Bill Hartman. It's the best stars, funniest moments tonight. And coming soon, the season premiere with Something About Mary's Cameron Diaz.
This is Dan Hicks in New York. Coming up on the Sun America Halftime Report, we'll update you on the home run chase as Mark McGuire closes in on history in St. Louis. We'll bring you the scores and highlights from the top 25 in college football. We'll hear from Notre Dame quarterback Jarius Jackson, the fourth-year player making his first start today for the Irish. And we'll have the poignant story of former Michigan defensive back Dadrian Taylor, whose football career took a dramatic turn with one hit last season. That's all coming up on the Sun America Halftime Report. By the way, one score of note, Iowa 38, Central Michigan nothing. That's a final today, and we tell you that as we send it back to one of Central Michigan's proudest alumni, Dick Enberg. Sorry, Dick.
Well, we thought it'd be closer.
An unfair shot, huh?
Held Iowa to 38. That's not all bad.
Was. Boy,
Later, the Mid-American Conference opponents, are they going to catch it?
Didn't you used to hitchhike down to Michigan games?
Oh, you bet.
Yeah.
From Central Michigan.
Sneak in?
Sneak in. We wore old pants. We could get over the barbed wire at Michigan Stadium. It's tied at 6 with 3:08 left in the half. Pick off by Hunter Smith. To the rookie, Justin Farkas. And Farkas, the freshman, struggles out to the 27-yard line. Antonio, his dad, watching intently here at Notre Dame Stadium. Farkas, 6'1" and 185, and runs 100 meters in 10.55, and benches 330 pounds. They say greatness written all over this young running back.
He is one of those premier high school players, and he came in the first couple days of practice. The coaches said the biggest thing that surprises us is how tough he is. You worry about that for those freshmen. They said this guy is a tough running back.
So with just under 3 minutes left in the half, Michigan a chance to reclaim the lead, tied at 6. They start from their 27. Marcus Knight in motion. And the give to Clarence Williams. No, it's Anthony Thomas. Thomas pushed out of bounds at the Notre Dame sidelines after a gain of 3, maybe 4. Devron Harper made the stop, number 10 for Notre Dame.
Well, 2:54 remaining in this first half. The game tied at 6, and Michigan does have 2 timeouts. I think Tom Brady has played well enough to have this team score 17, 20 points. But they made some critical errors. They had a fumble down inside the 5-yard line, but now he has a chance to open up, use his wide receivers, Ty Streets, and his rookie Marquise Walker, who's in now, his freshman.
Brady 14 for 21 passing in his collegiate debut as a starter. He's off inside, and powering his way is Aaron Shea, Ottawa, Illinois. He's listed as a tight end, lined up at fullback. For the past 70 years, adults and children have watched the Goodyear blimps hovering over spectacular events. Today, it's the Spirit of Akron carrying on that Goodyear tradition. And in 1998, proud to be part of the 100th anniversary celebration of Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. First down, Michigan. That's their 38-yard line. 2:39 showing on the clock. 2 timeouts, and the clock stopped on the first down. Flag down before the snap.
Hey, one thing Notre Dame is going to have to figure out, Dick, is how to put some pressure on Tom Brady. It's one of the adjustments at halftime they're going to have to figure out.
Prior to snap, ball start, offense, 5-yard penalty, down remains 1.
Those are the kinds of penalties one expects in the opening game of the season. Back to the 33-yard line, it's marked off. Lloyd Carr, who was a All-State high school quarterback south of Detroit as he grew up, but he was known for his baseball, and you see lifting up, now there's a little twitch in there, a couple of them. Keen eye by that linesman. Brady fires. It completes. Good move by Ty Streets, and he is tough after the catch. Takes half the Notre Dame team to get him down, and what a half for Streets, his 6th catch.
Well, he has had a very big first half. Big-time player, 2 touchdowns in the Rose Bowl. A little hook route early in the first quarter. Then a delay route. Nice catch, nice adjustment, good run after the catch. Again, going down low. He's made all kinds of different types of catches and moves after the catch. And he's strong. I mean, he has been one impressive player.
It's Streets kind of a game. Tie, 6-6 here at Notre Dame. Ball at the 43. 2nd down and 5. Brady looks to the left side. He hits Streets again. And he's into Notre Dame territory and stops the clock as he's knocked out of bounds at the Irish 48 by Gilbo and Good.
One of the other adjustments Notre Dame is going to have to make is if you can't rush the passer, you're going to have to double Ty Streets. He has been open a lot and wide open. I mean, you have to jam him at the line of scrimmage. He has 7 catches now for 77 yards. And I like Michigan keep going back till they stop it.
1:28 left in this first half. It's tied at 6. Brady again, lots of time, throws in, complete. It's deflected high for an interception as Marcus Knight unable to come down with it.
Boy, and Ty Good, number 24, had just for a moment, it looked like he might be able to get to this. Off his finger, those are the ones you really worry about as a quarterback. They get ones that get tipped up in the air in the middle of the field.
Good. We had one interception last year, just too far from the play. 1:22 left in the half. 2nd and 10. Brady, always been busy. 24 throws in the half. And here comes number 25. He lines up for Knight again, incomplete.
And that's what Brady wants back. He knows it. He had a wide open Marcus Knight. He has not misfired much, Dick. But that was a little high. And I'm surprised Michigan is throwing the ball this much. And it is one of those priceless, oh, I should have had him kind of looks.
How about that Brady when we shook hands with him? What a handshake. Strong hands. He was a catcher and a very good one in high school at Sarah High School in San Mateo, drafted by the Montreal Expos from catcher to pitcher. 3rd down and 10. Looks down the middle and hands him in. Tie Streets again. First down at the Irish 24. Takes a good hit.
But you have to jam him at the line of scrimmage to prevent, force Michigan to go to the other guys. He's in the slot here, I'm sorry. But again, a well-thrown drill ball by Tom Brady. And, the other thing is Ray Jackson really picked up a blitzer that gave Tom Brady a chance. Notre Dame tried to blitz to get pressure on him. Ray Jackson picks him up. Tom Brady hangs in the pocket, delivers the ball once again to Ty Streets.
Notre Dame takes time. That was Streets' 8th catch. He's over 100 yards in the half. The Irish defense, I have to applaud their effort. They've been on the field more than one might expect, and have held the Wolverines without a touchdown. There's a man that's received amazing publicity and focus, not only in Michigan, but throughout the country. Drew Henson throws a 96-mile-an-hour fastball that attracted a $2 million interest from the New York Yankees. He's elected to play football as well. He is, without question, the most talented quarterback I've been around, says Lloyd Carr. And here are some of the men that have played at Michigan while Carr's been in Ann Arbor.
You know, he's one of those guys that could have gotten a college scholarship in football, basketball, or baseball. I thought the most amazing thing I read about him, 7 consecutive bats one time in high school. He hits home runs.
But he holds the all-time high school record for home runs, 70, and runs batted in, 290. First down. Screen. Let's go to the fullback for Jackson. And Jackson is inside the 10 and just tripped up. He had his nose headed toward the goal line. Benny Gilbo saved the touchdown, 16 yards on the play, and still plenty of time for Michigan. 1:02 left in the half.
This has been well executed again by Michigan. They're not scoring many points, but I tell you, inside the 10s, they've been awfully good. Good block by Chris Zeman, the right guard, number 52, gets down there in front of Ray Jackson. So the play before Ray Jackson picks up a blitzer, that time a sudden little catch on the screen play.
First and goal at the 8. Fullback, no, it's to the tailback Thomas, Anthony Thomas, and he stopped for a gain of a yard. Number 90, Lance Legree, the nose guard, got a piece of him.
Well, Michigan calls their second timeout. 42 seconds remaining in this half. They will have one more remaining. You know, Notre Dame has dodged some bullets here in this first half. If they could dodge one more, go in at halftime and make some adjustments. One of them, I think, is they're going to have to double up on Ty Streets. The other is they're going to have to start blitzing Tom Brady.
42 seconds remaining in the half as Michigan has its second and goal at the Notre Dame 7-yard line. Michigan not able to take full advantage of many scoring opportunities. Only 2 field goals out of a lot of yards gained.
Yeah, but give the Irish some credit. They have been opportunistic at times, and they've been particularly down here. The Irish defense has played well.
Year ago at Ann Arbor, Michigan prevailing 21-14. No one knew at the time how important that win would be, especially in that Notre Dame recovered 3 fumbles on the Michigan half of the field in the second half and unable to score as the Wolverines prevailed by a touchdown and went on to an unbeaten year.
You know, Dick, one guy from the Wolverines we have not talked much about is their tight end Jeremy Tooman, who really was a big factor last year during his career of catching touchdown passes. He has caught 11 touchdown passes in his career.
6 of those game winners. He's number 80. Second and goal, Brady. Juggling catch by Streets, one of the few who's not pulled in cleanly. Ty Good was there to harass the receiver, but Streets has been catching those the entire half.
He's had hands of a masseuse this first half. This is one I thought he should have caught easily for a touchdown. He's made a lot more difficult catches. He had Ty Good beaten in the corner. Well-thrown ball away from the defender. Should have been a touch for Michigan.
Third and goal with 37 seconds, and Brady has thrown a perfect ball. No touchdown. Brady. There's Tooman, Jeremy Tooman at the goal line, and Johnny Sanders with the interference.
Yeah, easy call there for the field judge. And they're coming after the quarterback. Man-for-man coverage, good read by Brady.
We'll see where they spot the ball on the interference call. Appeared to be at the 1-yard line.
Pass interference defense. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
So 2-yard line it is, first and goal.
Yeah, here is, well, I'm a little out of a telestrator there, but right there on the goal line is the free safety Sanders. It's an easy call, all-out blitz. He's got the tight end one-on-one. And again, Michigan likes to use the tight end down here. He had his right arm wrapped around Tooman, and clearly pass interference.
Michigan bringing 3 new men on the field, so Notre Dame counters with a timeout. 34 seconds left in the half. Michigan with the first and goal at the Notre Dame 2-yard line.
And he's going to have a long to-do list at halftime. Bob Davie, that is, and Lloyd Carr was concerned about the kicking game, as he rightfully should. But again, the opening game, Dick, more than any other, is a game of adjustments, and Bob Davie has some to do at halftime.
Yeah, it's interesting, Pat, as we looked over the backgrounds of the 2 head coaches here and then talked to them, that their sport going to college was not football, but was baseball, and it took them to major universities. Bob Davie, he went out to Arizona to play baseball and didn't quite make it, so he goes back or check that. He went to Arizona, winds up at Youngstown State, plays tight end there, and then football becomes his life. Lloyd Carr, on the other hand, he went to Missouri. They had won the national championship in baseball, stayed there 3 years, didn't quite make it, became injured, transferred to Northern Michigan. Raleigh Dotch, an assistant coach at Missouri, went up there to coach and became a quarterback there on an unbeaten team as a senior. So baseball got them to school, and football took over the rest of their lives. Now, Michigan, with plenty of time, 34 seconds.
And one timeout.
And they leave the rookie here on the goal line. Farkas is the tailback. He gets the puck. He dives and does not make it. They're going to mark it inside the 1-yard line.
Antoine Jones, I think, Dick, the defensive lineman for the Irish, did a great job of making something happen early in that play. So you got a diving tailback. You need some penetration. You have it. Real good play by Antoine Jones.
And the timeout is called. That'll be the last timeout for Michigan.
Ship your package in 2 days with FedEx.
Welcome back. The nose of the football tickling the goal line on 2nd and goal at the 1. And Pat, what if they run and don't make it? They've run out of timeouts, 26 seconds.
Tom Brady has to call 2 plays in the huddle, but I believe they can still run 2 plays if they choose to hand the ball to the tailback.
Brady rejected, and he does. Yeah, touchdown. Now the signal, he did penetrate the goal line.
I'm not so sure about that one.
On the sneak, Tom Brady gets the Michigan touchdown, although the Irish defense thought they had rejected him.
Well, you be the judge. Yep. Now, all the ball has to do is go over the first part of that white line. It doesn't have to get into the end zone.
And it doesn't have to completely pass it. The nose of the football touches that line.
Just touches that white line. That's a touchdown.
And now the try for point for Michigan. Jay Feely.
Jay Feely will have just put it on.
Feely delivers, and with 23 seconds remaining in the half, Michigan has scored the first touchdown of this opening game. 1-foot plunge by the quarterback Brady.
Well, this will look like a controversial play. All it has to do is go over that first part of the white, and it's right there. That is over. That is over. It's a good shot of that, and he gets pummeled back, but it doesn't have to go all the way through the white line and into the end zone.
Good job by Bobby Howard trying to stop Brady, but he had such a short distance. He needed inches and got it just that.
You know, much like Brian Greasy answered all the questions in his first game last year, this first half, Tom Brady has got a lot of Wolverine fans feeling pretty good about their prospects this season.
So a drive by Michigan in the final minutes of this opening half to take the lead, 13-6, led by Brady, who was 18 for 28.
One thing, Dick, if I were Michigan here, I'm thinking about a squib kick or something. I'm not sure I want to kick this ball deep with 23 seconds. You want to give him good field position. I'm talking down to the 20-25. Don't give Tony Driver a chance to bring this thing back.
That was a 72-yard drive by Michigan to the touchdown in 2 minutes 45 seconds. Feely. Tony Driver is going to take it out. To the 29-yard line with 16 seconds left in the half for Jarius Jackson and the Irish offense. And Jackson unable to open up the field with either his runs or his passes in the opening half.
You know, at some point in the game, Jarius Jackson is going to have to hit some key pass plays. They want to run the option, they want to get the perimeter. But you're going to have to come up with some big chunks of yardage in the passing game. He has been high most of the first half with his throws.
And with only 16 seconds showing on the clock, it appears Notre Dame's just going to take the kneel down. That won't please the Notre Dame fans, but that's probably the prudent thing. to do here. No sense throwing up an interception and giving Michigan a late chance to add to their lead. So with seconds remaining, both teams leave the field. Still 6 seconds showing on the clock. And the University of Michigan leads Notre Dame 13-6. We go to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you, Dick. Lloyd, how annoyed are you? You dominate the entire first half, and you only have a 7-point lead. So many missed opportunities.
Well, that's exactly what it is, and, you know, you can't do that in a game like this. That's for sure. We're going to play, we're playing with great emotion, great enthusiasm, intensity, all those things. But we've hurt ourselves with missing some opportunities. We got to get the ball in the end zone.
You concerned that you maybe let them hang around just a little too long?
Well, I'm not concerned about Michigan playing hard in the second half.
Thanks, Lloyd. All right, Dick.
Very much to the point. You see that the toughness displayed there by the head man from Ann Arbor. 13-6 the score. Coming up next, Dan Hicks will be in our New York studio with the Sun America halftime report. That's coming up after a message from Notre Dame and from the University of Michigan.
Well, there were many memorable moments in Michigan's undefeated championship season of a year ago. For free safety Dadrian Taylor, the most vivid memory is one he'll now live with for the rest of his life. It came in the first quarter of a November 8th game against Penn State. It was a play which many will remember as the hit. But for Taylor, it was more than that, an unforgettable play in an unforgettable season.
Going out running on that field and being in that situation and that type of big game, it's unbelievable. I mean, you never know what to expect.
Second and 10. Hand off fake to Edith. McQuarrie swings it out on the flat to the fullback Stevens to the 20 room.
You know, when the guy was running up the sideline, I said he had broke free a little bit. I just remember going towards him full speed without breaking stride. The ground. I saw him fall also, and I remember feeling myself floating like I couldn't move for a second. It's just a feeling that I never felt in my life, and it scared me the most. The lick really didn't hurt. It's just the fact that the feeling I got had tingling in all four of my limbs, and it's just something I just didn't expect at that time.
When Taylor returned to Ann Arbor, a CAT scan would show a separation between the first and second vertebrae. His football career was over. The risk of paralysis too great.
The part that I have to deal with right now, I don't really know my limitations. I mean, I don't know what may make the injury worse, or what exactly I could do without hurting myself or anything. That's probably the most important thing that I really need to know, and I don't right now.
Taylor remains with the team as a coach's assistant. He now helps others learn to do what he no longer can.
What has really been altered is just my football career. I use it as a stepping stone. I mean, then my career didn't last as long as I expected it to, but it gave me a chance to go to college. I mean, it paid for my full education, and that's what I really expected out of it.
You have left a wonderful legacy for every team that ever followed you. You just won the national championship.
I played right beside those guys last year when we won the national championship. And you just never take those kind of stuff on. You can never take that away from me. And, I've enjoyed the time that I've been here. And right now, I mean, I only have one goal, is to graduate. I mean, and that's been my goal all along.
Dadrian Taylor is on schedule to graduate next summer with a degree in sports management and communications. He hopes to work with kids, teaching the importance of education. He's learned a lot about himself the past year. At halftime, Michigan.
Both teams back on the field, ready for the second half. 13-6 Michigan, a late touchdown in the first half. Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you, Dick. I'm here with Bob Davie. Bob, in the first half there, it seemed as though you guys were dominated on both ends of the football. Was it your own mistakes, or was it your own undoing?
No, I think our kids are playing hard. I think particularly on defense we're playing hard.
Our defense was on the field an awful lot.
You're concerned
Number
about that?
one, yeah, I'm concerned, but we've got a lot of players we're alternating in there. We've got to find a way on third downs to stop them. They had a lot of third down conversions. Then on offense, we have to make some first downs.
Jarius Jackson, one for 6. He's overthrowing the ball terribly. Any reasons why?
Well, Jarius is struggling a little bit, you're right, but there's a second half to go. And one thing I talked to our team about is being positive. We went in that locker room last year up there, we were up 14-7 and lost that game. It's 13-6. There's a lot of football left to be played, and we're going to come back and play better in this second half, Jim.
Well, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Dick.
Thank you, Jim. Here are the first half statistics. Michigan dominating in first down 16-4 and total yards. Just a couple of big plays, Pat Hayden, for the Irish.
Yeah, just had that one long run by Denson, 57 yards on their opening play, and one long pass, 33 yards to Nelson.
Remember, Notre Dame deferred winning the opening toss, so the Irish get the ball to open this second half. Jay Feely. Leading driver is deep. It's Driver a yard deep in the end zone. And returns out to the 23-yard line. Notre Dame has the ball first. Well, Jarius Jackson, disappointing, I'm sure, for him. That first half, 1 for 6. The Notre Dame defense is going to have to do something about Ty Streets. He has 8 catches. The Michigan all-time record is 12 in a game.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what the adjustments. I think they're going to have to double him up. But I think this is a very important drive for the Notre Dame offense. You know, the first drive at each half really set the tenor and the tone for the rest of that half. So this is really important for Notre Dame right now.
All the first game jitters well assimilated as Jackson takes over at his own 23-yard line. The toss to Denson. Denson on the cutback is out to the 30-yard line. Gain of 7. Marcus Ray leading the Michigan defensive charge. Comparison of the two quarterbacks. Brady with a big first half. Jarius Jackson 1 for 6.
And, you know, they only ran 6 option plays, did Notre Dame. And we said that we thought they were going to run a lot more option, thought the big plays would come on the perimeter, but they've not been able to do that.
Brady actually was 18 for 28. He had a few more incomplete passes, but nevertheless, a solid first half.
It seemed like
play action, Jackson, and on the roll. Plenty of time. Could run or throw. Now throws long and out of bounds. Could have run it for the first down. There was some room. Hesitated and made sure it wasn't intercepted. Deep downfield was Rakai Nelson. So another incomplete pass for Jackson, who needs to pick up some yardage through the air to loosen that very tough Michigan defense.
Yeah, you know, think about the Michigan team. They lost a brilliant player in Charles Woodson and a courageous leader in Brian Greasy. Now, they've only played a little over a half of their next season, but they look like they've replaced those two guys pretty well.
Jamie Spencer at fullback. Shotgun, and he's going to run it this time on third down and 4. Jackson finds some running room. All the way to, well, they say stepped out back at the 45-yard line, Notre Dame territory, but it's a first down for the Irish. Marcus Ray bumped him out. 15 on the play.
And, Dick, we talked about adjustments. Great call by Jim Coletto. It's just really a quarterback trap. Tim Ritter, number 70, leading the way, along with his fullback, Jamie Spencer. And again, the adjustments at halftime for the Irish, they're going to get the ball to Jarius Jackson and try to get him outside to make some plays in the run and the pass.
A solid runner. He's big, 220 pounds. That was very mindful Notre Dame fans of Kevin McDougal up at Ann Arbor when he had that long quarterback run for touchdown in a big Irish win a few years ago. On first down, the toss to Denson. And knocked out of bounds, loses the ball, but after he was out of the field of play, gained only a yard. Whitley and Sword teamed up on the tackle.
You know what I like about Audrey Denson, one of the things I like, Dick, is he rarely take negative yards. I mean, that looked like a 3-yard loss to me, but somehow he dipped and he doodled and kind of skirted around the end and managed to pick up a yard, but avoided probably a 3-yard loss.
Big fan of Walter Payton as a kid growing up in Lauderhill, Florida. Davie, Florida. It's interesting. From Davie, Florida to Bob Davie at Notre Dame. Second down and 9. Just joining us, we've just begun the second half here at Notre Dame Stadium on the roll. Jackson attempts it this time. Slams his way into Michigan territory. territory at the 48-yard line. Tommy Hendricks makes the tackle along with Marcus Ray.
Boy, a much different Notre Dame offense look in this second half. We talked so much about adjustment. They ran a quarterback trap. They come back to run to the right side on an option. He makes the right decision. Dick, you said he's a powerful runner. Indeed, he is. 220 pounds over the free safety, Tommy Hendricks.
3rd down and 3 at the Wolverine 48-yard line. Rakai Nelson to the left. Malcolm Johnson split right. And split backs for Jackson on 3rd. They call it 3 now. Quick toss. Johnson, 40, breaks the tackle, 30. Out of bounds at the Michigan 25-yard line. Two big catches by Rakai Nelson. This one now for 24.
Here he is, Johnson. Yeah, Malcolm Johnson. Remember, he had that big game against Michigan a year ago, Dick, when he caught those over 106 yards. But it was a good call on 3rd and 3. It was clearly when if he got tackled after the catch, it would have been a 1st down. But then the bonus was he made a couple of guys miss. Tommy Hendricks that time, he picked up a long play.
Well, that's been the favorite target, Malcolm Johnson. Jarius Jackson, who hands off now inside, short yardage. Finally got that ball down where Johnson could catch it, and Johnson with some good moves to shake free for the 1st down. Notre Dame, as you said, it's so important for them to establish a solid drive here on their first possession, and so far that's just what they've done.
For as long as I've been around football, coaches have told me the opening drives in each half really set the tone for the rest of the game, and this looks like a much different and more confident Notre Dame offense in this drive.
This was the tough quarter for Notre Dame last year. They averaged only 2.1 points per game in the 3rd period, and it was Michigan's best defensively, allowing 2.4. Jackson in the Denson, shoulder down, runs into James Whitley, and it's going to be just shy of a 1st down by about a yard. Score by quarters last year, you can see the Irish with about 27 in the 3rd quarter and only 3 touchdowns.
You know, the thing that the option play does, and you're seeing it more and more in college football, it does a couple of things. It takes teams out of 8-man defensive fronts, which Michigan likes to do, and it eliminates that zone blitz, again, which Charles Woodson did such a great job last year for the Wolverines.
It's 3rd down and 2. Fake to the fullback, Jackson keeps, and Michigan right there to drag him down short of the 1st down at the 15-yard line. James Whitley, this sophomore from Norfolk, Virginia, number 5, James Whitley, has played a big game, including an interception. 4th down and a yard.
I think you got to go for it here. I mean, you really have some momentum going. You're concerned somewhat about your kicking game, although they've had 2 field goals today. And indeed, he is going to go for it.
They bring in an extra tight end, Dan O'Leary, and now Joey Goodspeed, and with time running down to get the play off, the Irish will call time. So this opening drive, 2nd half, has taken Notre Dame to the Michigan 15.
Well, I'm from Oregon, and I fly to South Bend every week to watch Notre Dame play. I've only missed 3 games in 48 years.
South Bend Tower, this is Golden Dome 1. Verify clear to land.
It's a pilgrimage of sorts. I have a bunch of buddies that meet me each week for tailgating. It's really nice. Notre Dame football is tradition. You just can't give up tradition, you know.
At Invesco, we know that the financial world isn't always as it seems. The big economic picture can always change quickly. And to manage a fund, Invesco knows you need to be on top of the changing picture and know how it might affect you right at home. Invesco, a family of no-load funds. Over 65 years of experience, a global perspective. You should know what Invesco knows.
Sleek, sophisticated, stylish, and yet with an exhilarating V6. Chevy Monte Carlo lets you express that hidden part of your personality, just dying to get out.
Mr. Freeman.
How are you?
Tommy?
Monte Carlo. The side you show the world is up to you.
Notre Dame football is brought to you by Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service, by Notre Dame and Adidas, by Champion, official outfitter of Notre Dame football, and by Marriott Hotels, Resorts, and Suites. We believe when you're comfortable, you can do anything.
Late afternoon sun casting shadows from the press box on Notre Dame Stadium as Michigan leads 13-6, and with a timeout, Coach Bob Davie has changed his mind. He sent out the field goal unit.
Yeah, I would prefer to see him go for it, because remember, Hunter Smith has handled 2 rough snaps. The field goals have come off some very good holds by Hunter Smith. I would have gone for it here on 4th and 1.
And that last kick by Sanson was barely over the crossbar. Very low kick. This one's for 32 yards. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is through. So the Irish with a field goal hat trick, but it's Michigan in the lead, 13-9. The opening drive of the second half does produce a score, and I think that's what Davie wanted to do, get something on the board.
It was a very good opening drive, and once again, Hunter Smith puts the ball. That was a little easier one to handle for him. Well done by Jim Sanson, who's got his confidence back, and they scored on that opening second half possession.
62 yards in 10 plays for the Irish, and that gives the Notre Dame musical core a chance to strike it up.
You love this band, don't you?
I do indeed.
Yeah, you should.
Check out Notre Dame's official athletic department website at www.und.com for live in-game statistics, transcripts, Bob Davie's press conferences, all the inside information on football, and all the other 25 Irish sports at www.und.com. And I can give you a direct report on the women's soccer outcome last night from Pat Hayden.
7-0, the women's soccer team. Number 2 ranked Fighting Irish. The women's soccer program here is incredible. They in North Carolina always in the Final Four. 7-0. They could use some of those points for the football team today, couldn't they?
13-9. Michigan about to own the football for the first time in the second half. Hunter Smith to kick it off. Spins it straight down the middle. Clarence Williams, 15, 20, has the same, 30. Scramble, and I believe Tony Driver has it of Notre Dame. He does. Huge turnover for Notre Dame. They have it at the Michigan 34.
Notre Dame has such an emotional edge here at home. The ball was well secured. Good Della hit helmet right on the ball. I can't see who knocked it out. Caused the fumble. Tony Driver, number 25, there to make the recovery. The offense did a great job. Special teams did a great job. And one more time, Lloyd Carr said he was really concerned about the kicking game coming into this opening game. Once again, a factor.
38, Brock Williams, a freshman. Brock Williams, a freshman quarterback. He's the one who forced the fumble. Tony Driver recovers, and Notre Dame, trailing by 4, owns the ball at the Wolverine 34. Denson on the toss. Gets it up, 30, and down at the 28-yard line. A pickup about 6 before Shane Sword can make the stop.
There clearly has been an emotional change in this ball game. It's some good penetration by Rob Rennes. Forces the fullback back into the backfield. That was Clint Copenhagen, actually. But again, once again, Andre Denson fights his way through traffic, not taking any negative plays as he hasn't all game.
Second down, 4. Good speed in front of Denson. It's Denson again, trying to center that Michigan defense. Not much to buy. Tahani Jones from Potomac, Maryland, makes another tackle. Son of 2 Michigan graduates. His mother is an anesthesiologist, and he said, when I'm not trying to knock down opposing ball carriers, I like to write poetry. Do a little painting, a little artwork.
Yeah, he was Jim Herman, the defensive coordinator, was talking about Tahani Jones to me this week and said, he's also his absolute joy to coach. He's got, one of those one-speed kind of guys.
Wants to be a pediatric plastic neurosurgeon.
Send my kids to him.
Third down and 4 for Notre Dame. Trying to take advantage of the fumble. Draw play, quarterback has a hole.
Got it.
You got the first. Jarius Jackson kept going wide. There was a big seam up the middle. Didn't cut until very late, but does have the first down.
Give Jim Coletto, the offensive coordinator, some credit for adjusting there at halftime. Watch it. Here's the quarterback. He's going to take a little stutter step, draw. Offensive lineman invite the guys upfield. You got the pulling guard, Jerry Wisney, coming around the corner. There was a hole right in there. You're right, Dick, but he chose to go outside, but indeed he picked up the first down.
At the Michigan 23. Two tight ends, one wide receiver, Bobby Brown out to the left. Jackson keeps again. Spins at the 15, and he's down to the 13, the 12. Close to another Notre Dame first down before Marcus Ray can blast into the turf.
A little bit of everything in this second half from the Irish. You see some power, some good down blocks. Again, a good lead block there by the fullback, and then a strong finishing run by Jarius Jackson, and his confidence is way up, Dick.
Makes you wonder if Notre Dame didn't set aside some of these option plays for the second half and not show them in that first half.
Well, they only ran 6 the first half.
On first down, give to the fullback, good speed, and good speed certainly to the 10, maybe the 9-yard line where Sam Sword cuts him down. Good speed. Junior from Montgomery, Illinois, went to Oswego High School. Many here say he's remindful of Mark Edwards and his inside power. Inside the 20 today, Notre Dame 3 times, 3 field goals. They want more, need more. Trailing 13-9, 8:40 left in the quarter.
And I would continue to run that option play on those quarterback traps until Michigan stops them.
Second down, 7. Changing the plays. Jackson. And off to Denson. And Denson inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. A couple yards short of a first down. Ray again makes the stop.
Audrey Denson looked like he was shot out of a cannon on that thing. It wasn't a big lead block by Joey's good speed, but an effective one on the audible. So good audible, smart audible by Jackson. The lead block by good speed. And once again, Audrey Denson finds that crease.
Bob Davie sends in Mike McNair, another fullback, and a second tight end brings out the 2 wide receivers. So this is their power blocking unit. No wide receivers, and Denson now is going to call time, or is it Michigan?
Michigan.
The Wolverines call time, a critical 3rd down and 2 for Notre Dame at the maize and blue 4-yard line with 7:45 left in the 3rd. We'll take a break.
When you ship with Priority Mail, it's a great way to save money. But what about other parts of the world? There's Global Priority Mail. And here's the best part. Give us a few days more, and you can save up to 70% over FedEx or UPS. So, what's your global priority? Try Global Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
A grandson. I'm the luckiest man alive.
Well, maybe not so lucky.
What?
In Henley, 1-800-NBC-9955.
I'm Jim Gray. As Jarius Jackson left Bob Davie told him, hey, Jarius, if you're going to run the ball, run it. Don't hesitate it. If the throw is there and you want to throw it, go ahead. But if you're going to run, don't hesitate. Dick?
Now there's some confusion, Jim Gray, as Jarius Jackson looks to the sidelines, pointing, gesturing very vehemently, as if there may not be a complete sync here in the call. It's 3rd down and 2 at the 4-yard line after the fumble by Michigan on the kickoff return. The give, fake to Denson, the throw, wide open, Dan O'Leary. His first Notre Dame touchdown. O'Leary, 4 yards from Jackson, who has thrown his first touchdown today in the 5th in his career here at Notre Dame.
What a beautiful 8 plays later, they get it in the end zone.
So the drive is and boom through by Sanson. And for the first time, Notre Dame can share the lead with 7:40 remaining in the third quarter. The Irish 16, the Wolverines 13.
When you run the option so well in this drive, it sets up all kinds of plays like this. Here's Dan O'Leary. Watch everybody come up here, and Dan O'Leary, the tight end, everybody's defending the option in the power play because they've run it so successfully in this drive. He gets blocks and blocks. It takes a 2-count release, and wonderful series for the Fighting Irish.
Watch Stinson sell it, though. He's so beautiful.
And nice touch that time by Jarius Jackson.
Those are tough passes, aren't they, when your man's wide open?
It really is. It really is.
You would think those would be the easiest, but boy, you know your man's wide open. You tend to kind of get that concrete elbow.
Remember Bob Davie told Jim Gray coming out at halftime, hey, remember what happened last year in Michigan? We were up 7, they came back and beat us, and there was plenty of football to play. He was right. They have played remarkably well to open this second half.
They take the opening kickoff to start the half and drive 62 yards to a field goal by Sanson. Then the big hit by the freshman Brock Williams to force the fumble on the kickoff return, covering at the 34 of Michigan. And on 3rd and 2 at the 4, it's Jarius Jackson to Dan O'Leary for the Irish first touchdown of the game. Anthony Thomas replaces Williams as the deep man for Michigan. These fans, have they had a game? Michigan or Notre Dame. There'll be some raw lungs tonight. Best kick of the game by Smith to the goal line. Thomas leaping across the 20 and down at the 23-yard line. Ronnie Nix, 34, in on another tackle. He perhaps the best of the special team players for Bob Davie. Well, now Michigan in an unfamiliar position, playing from behind, although only down by 3.
And another circumstance for Tom Brady to lead his team. I mean, again, when you start for the first time, there's a lot of questions you have to answer. Can you play in a visiting stadium? Can you bring your team from behind? Can you make those third down plays? He's answered all the questions thus far.
One of the things they like about this man at 6'5", he can look over the defense, and he certainly has done that well in his first start. But he stays on the ground, gets to the sophomore Thomas, goes across the 25 for a gain of about 3.
I think when we talked to Tom Brady this week, Dick, I was really impressed with the look in his eye, the confidence that he had. He said, I'm prepared, I've worked hard, I'm ready for this experience.
And I had a great model to study in Brian Greasy. I've been in that film room.
Indeed.
Greasy made the Broncos in the NFL after his MVP in the victorious Rose Bowl over Washington State. Now it's Brady's turn.
Oh, there's some work.
And the flag's fly.
And it was Jeff Backus, the left tackle, just got a little anxious. And the crowd is becoming a factor, too.
Part of that ball.
Yeah, left tackle on a long count here. That is number 79, Jeff Backus. It looked like it was going to be a pass, didn't it? Yeah, and everybody's pointing, as you should.
Those big old bullies way out on the tackle position. It's sometimes tough to hear the quarterback. So on 2nd and 11, the short toss to the halfback, Thomas, and a good play by Bobby Howard, number 27. He's short but tough. 5'10" and 232, inside linebacker for the Irish.
And Bobby Howard, unfortunately, just limped off the field, and he is a guy that they need on the field every play, even in special teams.
Joe Thomas, 49, will replace him.
He was not going to be denied that tackle, Dick, and what a difference he makes when he's on the field. But like last year, he got hurt in their opening game, missed 5 games. He's came off there. Oh, that's the center, Steve Hutchinson, and you worry about the snap on the next play when you have a new center coming in.
3rd down and 9 for the Wolverines at the 24-yard line. Steve Frazier, a junior from Kingwood replaces Hutchinson, and timeout called by Notre Dame.
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of use of timeouts early in the third quarter, Dick.
Notre Dame has already spent 2.
Yeah, boy.
6:18 left in the third. The Irish by 3.
Here they are. The new TL from Acura.
2 years ago, the USA staged a dramatic final day comeback to retain the Solheim Cup. Now, two-time U.S. Open champion Annika Sorenstam leads a powerful European team as they try to recapture the cup from Dottie Pepper and Team USA. Don't miss the drama of the Solheim Cup, September 19th and 20th on NBC.
Introducing
the backup center a chance to get some snaps into Tom Brady. One short snap and one deep snap. So that timeout really helped them.
There's the injured center starter, Steve Hutchinson. Frazier was a starter in the opening game a year ago for Michigan. He's been bothered by injuries a couple of years. Lost his job. 3rd and 9. Brady scrambling and has some running room. First down and more, and slides at the 42-yard line.
Well, this guy looks more and more like Brian Greasy to me as the game goes along.
18 yards for Brady.
And you know, he's done everything. He's thrown long balls, short balls, balls with touch. He's drilled the ball when he's had to, made a lot of good decisions, including dragging that ball from the throwing position and scrambling for the first down. Wow.
Baseball catcher knows how to slide. Has the first down at the 41. Big play with 3rd and 9 facing Michigan. To the fullback, Lee Jackson, and Jackson hammers it out to the 45-yard line, a gain of nearly 4. Jim?
Bobby Howard, Dick, is on the bench right now. He's taking in some fluids. He has a cramp in his left calf. They hope that he will be able to return once the cramp passes. Dick?
All right, Howard, the key man, missed 4 games last year, and it was no coincidence that when he came back, Notre Dame went on a winning streak 6 out of 7. There he is. As they work down Howard, Joe Thomas has replaced him. 2nd down and a short 7. That's freshman Dave Terrell of blistering speed. Caught in the backfield. Throws the ball and recovers or doesn't. Notre Dame calls on it. Grant Irons has it for the Irish. Ray Jackson couldn't find the handle.
Boy, this game is like the game a year ago in Ann Arbor, where Michigan turned the ball over a few times in the second half. And give Bob Davies defensive credit, it was the freshman Anthony Weaver that got the hand on the ball and knocked it loose early. Benny Gilbo there to help, and then Grant Irons, the outstanding sophomore, who's going to be a great player at Notre Dame to make the recovery. So it's a freshman, and then a senior, and then Grant Irons, a sophomore. 3 classes involved with that play.
There's Weaver. He gets the runner Jackson off balance. He was trying to shift the ball, bobbles it. Gilbo knocks him off, and Irons slides in for the recovery at the Michigan 35. So 5 minutes left in the third. Notre Dame with another chance. Jackson stumbling as he tries to get out of the pocket. Jackson fumble recovered by Irons. Jarius Jackson doing a 3 o'clock in the morning stagger out of the center, maintaining his balance somehow, and then finding Rakai Nelson all alone for the score. Nelson's extra point drives it through, and suddenly Notre Dame, a team that struggled to 2 field goals in the first half, has a field goal, 2 fumble recoveries, and 2 touchdowns here in the third. It's Notre Dame now by 10.
And what a play by Jarius Jackson. And here is Nelson in the slot. And Dick, I know you have high standards for your oh my's, but I want to tell you, this is a pretty good one. This is a pretty good, great play action fake. It looked like Jarius Jackson was going to stumble and fall for a moment, but he found his presence to get his hand down and gain his balance, find the ball to Nelson downfield. There had to be a blown coverage.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, isn't that great? But that is what some of the pressure, the option play can give you to do to a defense. It can confuse your coverage from time to time. It clearly did on that play.
Ty Nelson, who went without a touchdown all of last season, caught 23, wide open, makes that fingertip catch, and Notre Dame has a 10-point lead.
Boy, the great balance, and then the strength of the arm because he was backing up.
And Ray was coming in from the corner, Marcus Ray, to plant him. He had little time. He knew that no one had picked up Nelson.
Remember, he was high so much in that first half, but he has been right on the money this second half. He has been in both the running game and the passing game.
So now, the co-defending national champions, Michigan, with 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. They've been their own worst enemy in this period, fumbling twice. They have been in the same predicament as Notre Dame the first half. The Michigan defense has been on the field almost this entire third period. Anthony Thomas, speedy sophomore, 221 pounds on the goal line for Michigan. Smith kicks it off. Another booming boot to the goal line. Here comes Thomas. Eludes the first wave and is across the 20 to the 23. Deke Cooper, number 1, got the first piece of Anthony Thomas.
Well, you learn a lot about your quarterback in situations like this. As we said, he has responded thus far. But, Dick, you know, the striking resemblance of this game a year ago in Ann Arbor with one striking difference. Michigan turned the ball over a lot in the fourth quarter.
Three times. Second half.
But Notre Dame couldn't do anything with it last year. This year, they put a lot of points on the board. So it's a different type of result for Notre Dame.
The 2 fumbles led to 2 touchdowns. The pass to O'Leary and the pass to Nelson, as you saw. Steve Hutchinson, the center, has returned from the 23. Freshman Justin Fargas gets about 3. Joe Thomas replacing the injured Bobby Howard with a tackle.
Boy, it's amazing. You know, Dick, superstar freshman on the field at this point in the game, trailing by 10 points. They must have an awful lot of confidence in Justin Fargas.
And they haven't thrown to number 1 Dave Terrell, but this is a 6'3 freshman from Richmond, Virginia with 4.3 speed. Yeah, you wonder when they're going to send him loose on a lone pattern. 2nd and 6. Brady, catch incomplete, intended for number 34 Fargas, who is lined up, split to the left. That was not the good, accurate throw that Brady has offered throughout most of this game.
Remember, so you talked about adjustments? I'll tell you, Notre Dame came out and blitzed Tom Brady that time on a passing down. And they made him throw the ball earlier. In the first half, Tom Brady had all kinds of time. Greg Madison, the defensive coordinator, has changed it up in the second half, just as they have offensively. So the Notre Dame coaches have done a wonderful job of making some adjustments.
Well, if I were the Notre Dame team, I'd sure find out where 86 is. Ty Streets is way out to the right. Top of your picture. Brady throws underneath, however, to Marcus Knight, and Knight is right at the yardsticks, and I believe has enough for the first down. Devin Harper and Anthony Denman team up on the tackle.
You love the smart play there by Marcus Knight because, you know, he knew exactly where the first down marker was. You know, didn't try to get too fancy. I think he actually took a little glance over the sideline, got it just by a couple of inches, it looked like.
From Sylacauga, Alabama, is Marcus Knight in his junior year is lettered twice. High school defensive back becomes wide receiver at Michigan. First down at the Wolverine 39. 3:40 remaining in the third quarter. Michigan trails by 10. Brady goes up top. He has it. Out of bounds at the Notre Dame 14-yard line. What a throw by Brady.
Yeah, because he made all the kind of throws. I mean, touches, you know, screen pass, thrown to his backs. And Marcus Knight responds 2 plays in a row on third down and then right back on first down. He has straight old fly pattern, pass tie good. Perfectly thrown ball by Tom Brady. Good adjustment as he reaches up right at the last moment by Marcus Knight. Set up by perfect protection once again. Watch these guys. They deserve an awful lot of credit. He can stand up and throw.
Back to live action. Again, it's to Thomas, and Thomas gains only a yard. They spotted out of bounds at the 15 on the catch by Knight and down to the 14. goes the Wolverine ball carrier where Ajani Sanders makes the tackle. Jim?
Dick, they've taken Bobby Howard back into the Notre Dame locker room. He was complaining of a cramp in his left calf. He also now has a bad right knee. We're told by the physicians from Notre Dame that he may not return. Dick?
He missed the first 4 games, Jim, a year ago with a knee injury. Forward progress, a 2-yard gain. It's 2nd down and 8. That's the freshman, Terrell, in motion. And they go short side. No, it's a fake, and then Brady can't get rid of it. Down he goes at the 23. Grant Irons makes the play. Brad Williams to assist.
So Grant Irons is Notre Dame's rush linebacker, and he used their rush linebacker because they wanted to do exactly this, make plays like this. Earlier in the game, he hit Tom Brady late, and that wasn't a penalty. This time, he gets to him on time before Brady has a chance to deliver the ball. They are hoping that Grant Irons can really put heat on the quarterback this season. He has today.
And they feel he has superstar ability. Only a sophomore from the Irons family. Remember, Jared was an All-America captain with Michigan. Graduated a couple years ago. Now on 3rd down and long. The throw. Incomplete. Made by Ty Good.
Oh, very good by Ty. A moment ago, he was beaten by Marcus Knight. Remember, Dick? And he comes right back and responds. You know, he was going to jump too early, but he waited, took one more step, and jumped at the right time. And Tom Brady can't believe it. He thought he had a touchdown twice.
Wide-eyed disbelief from the quarterback. Jeremy Tuman was the intended receiver. 40-yard field goal then by Jay Feely to get the Wolverines within a touchdown. Back to the 45. Notre Dame has it at the 47. Another big play by the Irish. Michigan in the first half missed a couple of field goals. Changed field goal kickers, and now Feely is blocked.
Yeah, in the kicking game, once again, Jimmy Friday, who is the starting linebacker, just hops over the top and gets his right hand to knock it away. And great middle linebacker play and great special teams play by Jimmy Friday.
Friday number 13. It was Friday the 13th for the Wolverines. Feely as Friday goes over with his lineman down to block low, and Notre Dame takes over near midfield. This is a fullback, number 45, good speed. And good speed, a first down at the Michigan 41, and suddenly all cylinders clicking for the Notre Dame machine.
Okay, Joey Goodspeed has shown some real good runs. Not a powerful lead blocker, but boy, he can make some guys miss. And then he would have picked up a block there by Malcolm Johnson, the wide receiver. He could have picked up another 10 or 15 yards. But a very good run by Joey Goodspeed.
Took with Hendricks the safety, Weathers the corner to stop him. First down at the 41, 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Notre Dame leading 23-13. Inside again, Goodspeed. And Goodspeed staggers forward to the 32 again. Now they're going to mark it to the 31, close to another first down. Hendricks makes the tackle.
And that's good coaching by Bob Davie and his staff. When a guy is hot and they're not stopping him, continue to feed him the ball. Offensive line doing a great job. 69, Mike Gandy. Good trap on Renas. Good block downfield by Wisney. Pettigrew gets a good job. And that offensive line has really turned it around this second half for Notre Dame.
Jim?
Dick, right after that blocked field goal, a lot of guys on the offense were jumping up and down. They were smiling. They were cheering. Jarius Jackson showing tremendous amount of maturity. Gathered them all together. He said, hey, guys, we still have 17 and a half minutes left in this game. What are you celebrating? We got to go out there and continue to play. Get those smiles off your face. Back to work, Dick.
All right, Jackson, the senior from Tupelo, Mississippi. He's going to finish his degree work in 3.5 years. Sets his line. That was a first down for Goodspeed at the 31. Michigan with an 8-man front. Jackson along down, changing plays. Down to 1 second. Did he get it off? Apparently. On the keeper. To the 26-yard line. Did that look like Tony Rice 10 years ago when Notre Dame won the national championship and that 1988 team is honored here today before the game? That was a Tony Rice play.
And, you know, Tony Rice was a great option runner and an effective passer. They believe Jarius Jackson can be the same type of option runner, but a more effective passer. He wasn't in the first half. He certainly has been this second half.
Unofficial count, the 30th option play run by Jarius Jackson in this new-look Notre Dame offense. 2nd and 5, good speed, protecting the ball, almost lost it, and maybe he did. They're marking the ball at the 22, and apparently Notre Dame recovered. He juggled the ball and then hit again. It fell free.
Well, Joey Goodspeed has really been good on these off-speed, if you will, fullback dives.
See, he juggles it there, and there it goes.
I think it was Tony Hendricks who hit him.
And Jamie Spencer recovered.
The heat on the play is 4 yards.
Actually, it was one of his own men. It was Pettigrew, it looked like, who knocked it out. It was one of his own tackles trying to hustle over to make a play.
33, the other fullback, Jamie Spencer, recovered. Benson gets out of the crowd. How did he extricate himself? And he has the first down at the 16-yard line. It looked as if they had stopped him for no gain.
That's a good point, because he does not get stopped for no gain. He refuses to lose yards. He is one determined, dependable runner, is Autry Denson. Again, the 8-man front up there again is occasionally you have to run. There is nothing there. He bounces out with those strong legs, good vision, makes a guy miss. That's Andre Weathers.
What a third quarter for Notre Dame. The student body on its feet. The Irish down 13-6 at the half. Come up with a couple of key fumbles, 2 touchdown passes by Jarius Jackson. We'll be back after these messages and a word from your local station.
Be a part of 99. Honey.
Yes, dear?
Honey barbecue wings are back at KFC.
It's good to know you can always get more tofu, alfalfa sprouts, soy milk, whole grains, acidophilus, organic whole wheat pasta, fresh fruits and vegetables, all your vitamins. Oh, yes, and a nice thick slice of fresh cheesecake.
While you're at the marketplace, Winn-Dixie Market.
Isn't life delicious?
Every Sunday, the biggest events are on NBC. Beginning 1 week from Sunday with television's biggest celebration, the Emmy Awards. Then, Kurt Russell opens the gate to the other side of the universe in the blockbuster Stargate. Next, it's the greatest Bond of them all. Pierce Brosnan stars in GoldenEye. And Liam Neeson in the critically acclaimed epic Rob Roy. The biggest events every NBC Sunday.
I'm Randy Waters. Join me for sports, weekday mornings, 5 to 7 a.m.
And while we were away, the tradition here at Notre Dame, the 1812 overture. And for Bob Davie, it was a symphony that third quarter. 27 points all last year in the third quarter, and the answer was 17. In their first chance here in 1998 to take the lead, and it was the defense and a couple of fumbles in Michigan territory, and Jarius Jackson, 2 touchdown passes, building a 10-point lead. And as we open this fourth quarter, Dick Enberg with Pat Hayden and Jim Gray, it's Notre Dame 1st and 10 just outside the Michigan 15-yard line. Johnson and David Gibbons, a freshman, 14 in the game. Give inside, off the option, and struggling is Jamie Spencer. He's down to the 7. Jim?
Dick Samsworth, the linebacker for Michigan, has just gone into the locker room. The Michigan doctors did not like the fact that he was getting dehydrated and his blood pressure went up. They want him to lay down for a little bit, get some fluids. They're hopeful that he'll return, but they're going to keep an eye on him in the locker room. Dick?
And we should point out, Sword, the leading tackler for the Wolverines the last 2 years, was not on the field when Notre Dame scored that last touchdown.
He had 15 tackles against Notre Dame in last year's game.
2nd down and 2 as Spencer gets 8 on first down, and now Goodspeed, and now Notre Dame.
Timeout. It's a third burn timeout by Notre Dame.
So they are without a timeout just into the fourth quarter. Bobby Davie does not like that.
walk away
than he ever imagined.
The girl sold us out.
Robert De Niro, Ronin, rated R, starts September 25th.
Notre Dame football is about pride and tradition. We do this before every game, home or away. We paint the helmets, make them look like the Golden Dome. People don't believe us, but we do actually use 24-karat gold dust in every helmet. Here we have the wrappers. They go through these things like a fine-tooth comb. Back here, you got Joe Montana, the buffers, and our assembly table. Back there, we put the helmets back together so that we're ready to go on game day. That's just a little bit part of Notre Dame football.
Welcome back. It's been the turnovers that have led Notre Dame's success in the third quarter. Williams fumble on the kickoff, and then the little lob from Jackson to Dan O'Leary. Then a fumble by Jackson, and that was Jackson of Michigan, and Jackson of Notre Dame finds Rakai Nelson 2 quick touchdowns. Then the blocked field goal by Feely. Jimmy Friday leaping over the line to block it, and that has led to the current position. Notre Dame about to break huddle at the Michigan 7-yard line, and this great Wolverine defense needs to come up with something big here. Michigan trails by 10. It's 2nd down and 2 Notre Dame. Fullback in motion. Good speed with a handoff, and Michigan ready that time. Maybe a yard to the 6-yard line. It'll be short of the first down. 3rd and 1.
Just remember, Michigan's defense last year only allowed 89 yards rushing for the entire game. Notre Dame had 105 yards rushing in the third quarter alone. And I tell you, the Notre Dame coaches did a great job of making those adjustments both offensively and defensively at halftime.
Now 195 yards rushing total for Notre Dame. 3rd and 1, Denson. Tackles and has the first down. Hit a yard deep and drives to the sticks and gets a yard bonus and a first down before Andre Weathers can get him down.
And did he run through a big hit by Marcus Ray? I mean, you're going to see Marcus Ray up here come up and just drill him right there. But he just breaks that tackle and gained the first down. I mean, that another determined run by Denson.
5'10" and 202 pounds. The senior from Lauderhill, Florida, gives Notre Dame 1st and goal at the 8. Who scored 13 touchdowns last season, 12 of those rushing, showing his long-legged, tough driving desire. As he battled, he was the key ball carrier on that drive. He got the crucial yard. Sanson's extra point, and Notre Dame suddenly puts Michigan in jeopardy in their opener. Michigan trailing 30-13, 53 yards after the blocked field goal. Autry Denson cashes it in for Notre Dame.
Adamstown, Pennsylvania, a true story. At a flea market, a man bought a frame for $4. When he brought it home, he made a $2 million discovery, an original copy of the Declaration of Independence. When it comes to retirement, you can depend on luck, or you can depend on us, Sun America. Ask about our personal retirement portfolios, and don't leave your future to chance. Sun America, the retirement specialist.
What's it going to take to get the network you need for the future?
Possession, which Notre Dame did. They drove down the field, got a field goal, and their next 3 possessions have produced 21 points. Touchdown, 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 and the lead by 17. Clarence Williams went to the other end of the field, came off the bench, ran down to the Notre Dame end. This Wolverine team is discombobulated at the moment as the Irish doing everything right. Michigan needs some big plays. Williams guilty of a fumble that led to a Notre Dame touchdown. Chance for amends. Short this time. at the 17-yard line.
Oh, boy, yeah, it sounds awfully redundant. We've been saying it, but Lloyd Carr was extremely concerned about his special teams in the opening game. It was tipped first by Shansky, number 42. Then went off the return man and then recovered.
Shansky and Williamson and Alphonse and Gaston and Bryant alertly there to cover the mistake.
And that was a short kickoff that should have been returned past the 30-yard line. Instead, they get it inside the 20.
13 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. Michigan has 2 timeouts in case you're looking way ahead. Notre Dame has used all of theirs. Out of the shotgun. Jackson, and Jackson out to the 25-yard line. As we remind you, for the past 70 years, adults and children have watched the Goodyear Blimps hovering over spectacular events. Today, it's the Spirit of Akron carrying on that Goodyear tradition. 1998, proud to be part of the 100th anniversary celebration of Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company.
No huddle here. They need 3 scores, down by 17.
Second down and 3 for Brady. Shotgun. Throw to the sideline. Complete by Marcus Knight.
I think they called him out. I think his foot came out of bounds.
Didn't quite get 1 foot down. That's all he needed.
The ball wasn't really drilled because of pretty good coverage. There's the catch. Where's the foot?
It's third down.
Called by the official.
Everin Harper, the younger brother of Dwayne Harper, cornerback with the Chargers in his 12th NFL year. Harper, a junior, on that right side corner.
Big down right here for Michigan.
What happened to Ty Streets? 8 catches in the first half. They give instead to Clarence Williams. He has the first down and more, and into the clear. 1 man to beat at the 50. Breaks another tackle to the 30, and finally run out of bounds inside the Notre Dame 25. Benny Gilbo caught him. Great running from Clarence Williams.
Oh, boy, I tell you, this game has had a little bit of everything. Big pass plays, good offensive line plays, some funny special teams plays, and good runs, this time by Clarence Williams. I thought he was going to cut back inside, and maybe would have scored all the way to the inside. He chose to bounce it back up, and a hustling Benny Gilbo and Devron Harper. You never know if that hustle play is a difference in the game, saving the touchdown.
Senior from Detroit, 58 yards on the romp, and Michigan in business at the Notre Dame 23. Brady. Tooman, the tight end, and Tooman steps out at the 10-yard line, stops the clock with 12:23 left. Harper made the play.
And remember, Dick, we said Michigan is 30-13. It needs 3 scores. 12:23 remaining in the ball game. They have 2 timeouts. So Tom Brady has to get this team in and out of the huddle. I mean, and his defense, if he gets to the end zone, has to slow down Notre Dame. So a lot of things have to go right here for Michigan to win this ball game.
Williams flanked out to the left. Wide receivers to the right. Second and short. Brady under pressure. Fumbles the ball. It's loose. And Michigan recovers at the 24-yard line. Aaron Shea, the tight end fullback, able to fall on Brady's fumble.
Yeah, remember last year Charles Woodson came off the corner on the blitzes a lot? Watch Notre Dame. They're going to do the same thing Michigan did a year ago with great success. This is the cornerback right here coming off the corner on the blitz. Tom Brady doesn't see him. The offensive lineman gets there late, and that is Harper, who caused the fumble, number 10. Great defensive call by Greg Madison.
So 3rd and 17 for the Wolverines. Brady hit and down at the 29. Joe Farrar with a sack.
An entirely different team for Notre Dame this season. A year ago, they wilted in the 4th quarter, but they have gotten stronger and stronger as this game has gone on.
So a 46-yard field goal attempt by Feely into a mild breeze. He missed short. This one has enough length. It is no good. Wide to the left. The 3rd field goal missed by Michigan this afternoon. You add those three, put 9 more on that Michigan side of the board, and it's a different game. Good spot, good snap, plenty of leg, but wide to the left. It remains 30-13, the Irish.
This great Notre Dame moment is brought to you by the United States Postal Service. The last time the Fighting Irish opened the season against Michigan was back in 1990 in South Bend. Elvis Gerback and Desmond Howard put the Wolverines ahead 24-14. But Notre Dame quarterback Rick Meyer led the Irish back. With just over a minute left, Meyer threw this touchdown pass to secure a 28-24 win for the Irish. The United States Postal Service. We deliver.
Send your packages in 2 days with FedEx to lots of different places. You get lots of different prices.
Send your packages in 2 days with UPS to lots of different places. You get lots of different prices.
Send your packages in 2 to 3 days with priority mail to lots of different places. You get the same price. You know, $3.
So, what's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Now's the time to discover the great selection of all 1998 Oldsmobile cars and trucks available at Discover Days. Consider the Cutlass, winner of the AAA Top Car Award, or the 88, voted a Best Buy 8 years straight by Consumers Digest. Right now, get $1,250 cash back on Cutlass and $2,500 cash back on 88. Or get our lowest financing of the year at 0.9% on all 98 Oldsmobiles. Discover Days at your local Oldsmobile dealer now.
A big 17-point third quarter for Notre Dame to build a 30-13 lead. And there's Ty Streets, who had 8 catches, only 4 shy of the Michigan all-time record, had 8 in the first half, none in the second half. So there's another adjustment, perhaps, at Notre Dame defense.
Absolutely. And again, we talked about adjusting the first game of the season. Notre Dame has done it.
They take over on the missed field goal at the 29. There's 4 missed field goals. We forgot to add the blocked field goal as well for Michigan. To the 40, to the 49, the 50, Audrey Denson. Well, Jim Coletto, the offensive coordinator for Notre Dame, said, I don't think we can pound it at Michigan. They're too tough up the middle. Well, this second half, they've pounded at Michigan and been very successful. Big hole there for Audrey Denson. Audrey Denson continues to break that century mark. 18th 100-yard rushing game. He has 123 yards today and only 3 behind the record holder, Alan Pinkett. And he's going after Pinkett's all-time rushing record here at Notre Dame. What a hard runner. I hadn't remembered him. I hadn't seen him since he was younger. He's really a tough runner. Inside on this play, short yardage, as Josh Williams makes the stop on Jamie Spencer, the 245-pound senior fullback from Monroe, Louisiana.
They're down by 17. Michigan needs to force a turnover to get back in this ballgame. They cannot afford to allow Notre Dame to possess the ball here.
Only 1 turnover for the Wolverines in the game. That was an interception by James Whitley in the first half. Notre Dame with 2 fumbles recovered and a blocked field goal. Darius Jackson on the toss to Denson. Denson timing his move and a flag down as Denson tackled at the 45. That'll stop the clock. That's good news for Michigan, and it probably will mean that Notre Dame has committed a foul, and it's holding a big one against the Irish.
Yeah, I think it was on tight end Jabari Holloway, who did a good job initially in his block, but then got his mitts around the defender, and the official was there to call the holding. Jabari Holloway, one of those Fighting Irish, who gotten bigger and stronger this whole season.
Offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, second down.
Takes it back to the 40 in Notre Dame territory.
Yeah, here he is right here. He's going to get his paws on him and not let go. That's Clint Copenhaver. And he's got the right hand on his jersey. Good call by the official.
Brings up second down and 20. Malcolm Johnson to the right. Kai Nelson to the left. As you see, the Irish out rushing Michigan. If you're just tuning in, that is a stunning statistic. Shotgun, Jarius Jackson. Quarterback draw.
scrambles forward for 3. Josh Williams, junior from Houston, played at Cypress Creek High School, makes the tackle. Notre Dame Irish quarterbacks in their debuts have been incredibly successful. Look at that run. 1, 2, 4, 7 straight Notre Dame quarterbacks in their first game for the Irish as a starter have won that game. And this young man, Jarius Jackson, trying to make it 8 in a row. Enjoys a 17-point lead. Big third down now. Michigan needs a stop. And then is run out of bounds and the first down at the Michigan. Let's see where they spot it. 49-yard line.
Two things here for Bob Davie. Notre Dame should punt here, but he's got to make sure they don't get a punt block. So make sure you secure the punter. And then the punter, Hunter Smith, should not punt this ball in the end zone. Don't give him a free 20 yards.
Notre Dame took the lead 30-13 with 13:23 remaining. So 5 minutes have melded off the clock against Michigan. It's 8:34 at the moment. Flags do fly as Whitley fair catches at the Michigan 17. And it appears that Notre Dame's going to get a first down on roughing the kicker. Ian Gold in on top of Hunter Smith.
Special teams really have been the difference, haven't they? And certainly in the second half, mistakes in special teams, field goals. And then when you go to block a punt, you have to be 3 or 4 yards out in front of the punter. You can't go directly at him. And Ian Gold came right up the middle. There was no way to avoid Hunter Smith's leg. He's number 20. Gets a pretty good jump at it. And a nice Lawrence Olivier job there by Hunter Smith.
Those punters and kickers, they all take drama as a minor. You know that.
Well, a former punter of Notre Dame, William Shakespeare. Remember him in the 30s? There was. 1943 to 35. Yeah.
The triple threader there. You had, when you were the tailback in those days, you were the passer, the punter, the place kicker, the whole works. Yeah. And a great player was Shakespeare.
And not a bad writer.
No? Spare time. Gets another set of downs on the penalty and goes to good speed. There's some results ahead for a couple.
All right, Dick, thank you very much. We're with Jarius Jackson, Jarius' father. It's not the second or a junior because they have a different middle name. You were a little upset with the first half, weren't you? But your son has come back real well, hasn't he?
Well, not really. I thought they was real excited, you know, and the adrenaline was pumping. So I figured once they just kind of calmed down, everything would...
He had been nervous in the past, and he had been frustrated waiting. Now that he's shown here in the second half that he was worthy of the chance, what do you think his reaction will be to how he's played?
Well, I think that he's growing, you know, to have patience and everything.
Let me ask you this as well. Tupelo, Mississippi, the famous place for another, as we see, another nice run down on the field. Gain of about, first down, gain of about 12 yards. Tupelo, Mississippi. It's the home of Elvis. Maybe we found Elvis.
Yeah. Well, Elvis, you know, that's Elvis' hometown, and Tupelo's a good town to live in. And, you know, we're very excited. You know, he blended in real well.
All right. Congratulations to you on your son's second half.
Well, thank you.
All right, Dick, back to you.
Jim, you get a moment with Mr. Jackson. Ask him if he indeed was the roommate of Walter Payton at Jackson State. We heard that was the case. Ball at the 23-yard line. Midpoint of the fourth quarter. First down Notre Dame on another Denson run, and he's built up a 149 yards rushing has Denson, and Jarius Jackson feeling more and more in command. You can just see him. He's a different player. Good speed on first down. Stretching to the 20 of the Wolverines, and Grady Brooks makes the tackle. And we understand that indeed Walter Payton and Mr. Jackson were roommates back at Jackson State.
But look at the difference here, Dick. I mean, you know, it's been an entirely different second half. And I give him some credit because he didn't have a lot of confidence on which to build after his first half performance. But that opening drive in the second half really set it up for him. And he has absolutely delivered.
It was his runs in that drive, and then later with the two turnovers, a couple of touchdown passes. 6:40 and the clock ticking against Michigan. Second and 7. Jackson, delay. Give to his fullbacks, Jamie Spencer. Short yardage. Tommy Hendricks up to make the tackle.
This will be, if they can hang on, Notre Dame, a huge, tremendous win for them to start their season. The 7-6 season for Bob Davie last year, the turmoil they have had in their offseason. I mean, this is as good as it gets for Notre Dame.
We'll be back in a couple of weeks, Purdue, and then the following week, Stanford. As you look at the Notre Dame schedule, Army, Baylor, and LSU also on the Peacock this fall. Jackson using as much time as he can. 3rd down and 6. Under 6 minutes remaining, and Jackson's going to carry himself.
Breaking tackle. There's that 220 pounds of power. They had him stopped. Jackson driving for a first down.
Rarely do you see power option quarterbacks who can throw the ball with some touch. We've seen that in this second half from Jarius Jackson. He's run the ball with power, sometimes with finesse, but also been able to throw the ball with a little touch. An unusual combination.
Look at him drop that shoulder like a fullback.
Isn't that amazing? And they want him to be a two-way threat, and he has been this second half. Wow.
Nearly 100 yards passing, but that's probably what Notre Dame's going to want from this senior leader, Jarius Jackson. They're going to want him to get a half 100 yards rushing.
Absolutely. Boy, and they are doing to Michigan what Michigan did to everybody last year, possess the football.
That's going to cost them
They're out of time. Well,
yes, ran out of time on the play clock with 1st and goal at the 7. They'll move it back 5 as the first down 12 yards away from another score. Well, it's interesting, the start of every season. So many unanswered questions and challenges, and here you have a undefeated team, Michigan, returning most of those players, and many felt that the Michigan defense would be tough to score against, but you leave the ball on the ground, and those 2 fumbles leading to 2 Notre Dame touchdowns in the 3rd quarter, blowing the game wide open. Certainly a disappointing outing here for Michigan.
Play action, and Jackson keeps.
Breaks the tackle, gets to the 6-yard line, and a gain of 6. As we remind you tonight, NBC starts with The Pretenders back in its Saturday slot. That's followed by really a terrific movie. If you haven't seen it, it's one to gather around. The Paper. It stars Michael Keaton and Robert Duvall. It begins tonight at 8/7 Central, only on NBC. Big Saturday night on the Peacock.
Has Robert Duvall ever had a bad role?
That's true.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
That's true. Ball at the 6-yard line. 2nd and goal. Left in the game. On the roll. Keeps it. Hit hard at the 5-yard line. Is coming up from safety was Tommy Hendricks, and he has delivered some of the biggest hits of this afternoon. This 215-pounder from Houston.
You know what I like about that play at Jarius Jackson? That was a really intelligent, smart play. Don't take the risk there and pitch it out. Maybe a fumble, maybe Michigan somehow returns it, gets right back in the ball game. A very heady, smart play there by Jackson.
Ball at the 5-yard line, 3rd and goal. It's Denson. To the 2, stretches to the 1. Marcus Ray and Andre Weathers in the secondary of Michigan, and most of the tackles have been throughout this day from that back 4 of Michigan. Not a good sign.
Yeah. Well, you know, a 17-point game. I think this is a time where Bob Davie should kick. It's a 17-point game right now.
I would argue with you, because if you miss it, they're still down on their 2-yard line.
There you go. There you have. Can I change my mind now? You convinced me.
You don't have to give in.
I'm a wimp.
That's why I liked you. Yeah, they don't feel that way about you back 20 years ago.
No, I still think a 17-point lead, you kick it.
You get 20, huh? But we'll just see how Bob Davie
I've been wrong all day on these.
As another Wolverine limps off. To be Joaquin Pizzell. Well, the Irish are going to go for it, leading 30-13 with 4.5 minutes left in the game. Autry Denson, the tailback. Freshman Mike McNair in motion. Denson.
and stopped at the 4-yard line. Jerry Wisnick fighting into the end zone as well. A really remarkable run by Audrey Denson. Not the longest run of the day, but the most determined.
There's football, and then there's plays like that that separate the really good ones from those that are mediocre. And the kick is blocked, partially blocked, and Sanson's extra point denied. It appeared to be James Hall, number 56. But the focus of the Notre Dame cheers is at that man, number 23, Audrey Denson, who fights his way for a Notre Dame score.
Son, we're preparing a will. You don't have to say anything. Actually, I think we do. Your sister's getting everything.
What? You were a rotten kid. You drove your father crazy.
But I'm counting on that money to retire. Hear that? Still greedy.
Never prepared himself.
Don't be caught unprepared. Get outstanding research, investment expertise, and global strength at Alliance Capital, because later is sooner than you think.
You heard about the high-endurance deodorant challenge from Old Spice? It's great at stopping odor. But what if you got to stop sweat? Well, now High Endurance makes a powerful new antiperspirant. A white solid that goes on clear. See? No white flakes. So you can stay dry without the white mess you get from some other antiperspirants. Guaranteed. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT and Old Spice will buy you a stick of yours. So take the challenge. Because this is more than just an antiperspirant. This is the high endurance of antiperspirants.
Fraser at 8! 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 Bravo! Fraser at 8! 7 Central! So tune in early NBC Tuesday!
Gee, I wonder what time Fraser's on Tuesday.
I don't know.
Last time Michigan lost their opening game was 8 years ago in 1990, as Michigan gave then the top-ranked Notre Dame Irish quite a scare. As you look at Drew Henson, the highly touted quarterback, he's got that chin strap on as if we might see him, as Lloyd Carr, feeling that's such an incredible talent in this situation, might be ideal just to see how he responds. 4:09 left in the fourth. 36-13 Notre Dame. Justin Fargas, another freshman, is deep for Michigan. Lunge one low. Takes a Notre Dame bounce into the end zone, and Fargas will kneel for the touchback.
Yeah, you were right. Drew Henson is coming in, Dick.
Henson, who is 6'4", 221, runs 104.6, has a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, hit 70 home runs in high school, and had all A's.
Yeah, that's pretty good. If he runs 104.6, I'm really impressed. That was his 40 time, but he really is one of those you can't miss. Now, Tom Brady, I think they just want to give Henson some playing time there, but Tom Brady played magnificently today and should and probably will be their starter their next game.
It's just a chance for this freshman to see some action, and out of the shotgun, where's number 7 does Henson after his idol, John Elway, also a baseball football star, throws to the freshman Terrell, and Terrell gets to the 24-yard line, picked up a 4. Devin Harper made the tackle. Well, you're never happy when your team is looking at that kind of score, Notre Dame leading, but Brady, in his debut, certainly not at fault. He played well.
He played magnificently, I thought.
Henson, they like his quick feet and strong arm, and he fires for another freshman, Marquise Walker from Syracuse, New York. Number 4, he's 6'3" and 190, and the other freshman recruit, Dave Terrell, is 6'3" and about 200 from Richmond, Virginia. And then they got Brady, a freshman. We've already seen Justin Fargas for the Wolverines at tailback. At the skill positions, they really recruited well.
Absolutely. Actually, both these schools did. Drew Henson signed that baseball contract. You said he got a nice little signing bonus there, didn't he?
$2 million, and all of his friends want him to buy pizza. He said, hold on here. That's all in mutual funds. Third down and 7, and the throw complete. There's his first collegiate pass to be completed to Marcus Knight. Drew Henson gets Michigan a first down on that 17-yard throw.
You know, this guy has, they say, can't miss written all over him. But it's a big adjustment to college football. But Lloyd Carr said, I've never been around a guy that has this much potential. Best quarterback I've been around.
You saw his quick release.
Yeah, they love that. And they love actually his mobility. You mentioned his size, 6'4", 221, but he can really move around in the pocket.
3:15 remaining. Michigan trying to end on a positive note, even in defeat with their freshman quarterback here. He's got a chance to see his foot speed to the 50. And ducks out of bounds intelligently at the 42 of Notre Dame. Another first down, Michigan.
Good speed, as you mentioned, that 4.6 40 speed. Good presence. Again, it takes some presence, too. When you really, you find yourself down in this situation, you want to fire the ball downfield. And another thing you'll like about him, both his parents went to Central Michigan, the Chippewas.
Well, see, they have consummate good taste in that family. Guns this one complete to Marquise Walker, the freshman from Syracuse, and another first down. Nothing wrong with that clothesline.
No, yeah, and beautifully, one of those frozen ropes and a beautiful release.
Another 17-yard completion. Less than 3 minutes to go for Michigan. Down 36-13. Into the flat to Kevin Bryant, and Bryant out of bounds to stop the clock inside the Notre Dame 20. He wanted more. You could see now there again for a freshman, he was looking downfield all the way and then reluctantly took the outlet pass.
You know, these superstar freshmen, what you're finding in today's college football, coaches feel they must play him or they may lose him. And they transfer, in his case, he may just go play baseball.
From Brighton, Michigan. His dad's a former coach, coached at Eastern Michigan and Ypsilanti. A little more pressure this time. The throw toward the end zone. Intercepted. Ty Good. Is he inbounds? No. Not inbounds.
In fact, Ty Good has had some very good moments as well as some rough ones in this game. But he has come back and responded. There's the catch, and the right foot is on the white chalk line, paint line, I guess.
Oh, he's a long jumper in midair.
Yeah.
He really carried, didn't he?
He plays their wide side corner, does Ty Good, and first year as a starter.
Got away from the Cornhuskers. He's from Lincoln. Third down and 2. Tried to thread that one through.
He did. That should be caught.
Kevin Bryant unable to hang on. Ooh, Benny Gilbo there to defend.
Yeah, you watch this throw. It looked like Bryant wasn't quite ready to capture the ball, but the ball was right on the money and thrown on time.
So on 4th down and 2, Michigan obviously going for it at the Irish 16-yard line. Several substitutions. Pick up the first down, and it's the freshman Fargus. Justin Fargus. First and goal, Michigan at about the 7 of Notre Dame.
Justin Fargus, you mentioned his 100-meter speed. In California, he was just unbelievable. He was second in the state in the 100 meters. What the coaches really like about him is, hey, this guy is going to contribute this year because he's a lot more physical. He's not just than we thought, not just a speed guy, not just a 100-meter type of guy. He is a real football player.
Notre Dame High School in Encino, California, in the San Fernando Valley. Justin Fargus. Well, first and goal, Michigan, with Drew Henson at the controls, looking for his first touchdown. He's to the tight end, Jeremy Tillman. That was impressive. And it came against basically the #1 Notre Dame defense. Although they were playing loose, looking for the long pass, saving against the bomb, but this man is produced.
He certainly didn't seem intended. You know, there's a quick release. You talk, what's a quick release do for you, Dick? When you find a guy that fast, as he did find Tillman, you get rid of the ball. You're not winding up. It's an awfully good start to his college football career.
80 yards and 10 plays directed by young Drew Henson, the freshman, and the touchdown to Tillman. Extra point by Jay Feely. 36 19. Notre Dame's lead, 2:09 left. Back after these messages and a word from your local station.
Experience, and I want to cut 7 cents out of every dollar of state spending, and I want to put it to smaller class size. I want to expand the Hope Scholarships. Success begins with a rock-solid, good education.
How would you like to drive a new Regal for 2 years? Compliments of your Buick dealer. Well, here's your chance. Test drive Regal at your Buick dealer now, and you may end up driving it for 2 years. Plus, you can win other great prizes. At the very least, you'll get 2 passes to the Buick Challenge. It's the drive to the Buick Challenge. Only at your Buick dealer.
Fred Khalil with Spotlight on Sports, Sunday at 11:35.
Irish eyes are smiling, 36-20, 2:09 left in the fourth. Onside kick anticipated by Notre Dame. You can see the good hands team in there, just together all back, and he's just at the 25.
They have recovered one already, but that was a surprise.
And Feely sends a high hopper and pulled in by Notre Dame at midfield. Well, that's a tough job. You're really going to get smacked, and takes a little courage to be on
that. Denson? It was Denson.
Denson doing it all.
Absolutely. I say this is the new kick, actually, that Morton Anderson in the pros invented this onside kick where he hits it on the top and it really goes high, but there...
Why not Denson, huh? Yeah. Why not him?
And because it hits the ground, you can't call a fair catch. That's the unusual thing about that onside kick. But boy, what a game he has had. What a career he has had.
That's the kind of play that just seals the MVP award, I would think. We'll give you that in a moment as Notre Dame from the 50-yard line. And Denson stays in and runs the ball. He's down to the 43-yard line. And time now for our most valuable players. Today's Chevrolet players of the game. Autry Denson of Notre Dame, number 23. Huge game for him. And Ty Streets, University of Michigan. Streets had 8 catches in the first half, and they defended him in the second half. And by stopping Streets, Notre Dame found one of the keys to the formula. Denson, 462 yards and 2 touchdowns, makes the play on special teams. And some of those yards, the short game, were more impressive than the long.
It was a sensational day.
125, give to the fullback. Jamie Spencer has the first down inside the 40-yard line. First 4 games this season for Notre Dame are against opponents that defeated them a year ago. They get Michigan State next. Purdue beat the Irish last year, as did Stanford. So they have a chance to seek revenge here in '98.
Big win on that one.
That is a big win. 162 yards for Denson is his career high at Notre Dame. Jimmy Spencer protecting the ball. Try to run out the clock. Final minute of the game. Most ever scored against Michigan in this great rivalry, 36 points.
You know, it was really like 2 different ball games for Notre Dame, I think. I mean, the first half, they just hung in there, and they fought, and they clawed, and they made some plays, although they gave up a lot of yardage. The second half, they really turned it on, and this could really be a springboard to a great start to this season. And here's your favorite play if you're a quarterback.
284 rushing yards, 200 plus in the second half for Notre Dame. The kneel down by Jarius Jackson with 14 seconds left. That's the final play of the game, and Bob Davie has his biggest win as the head coach here at Notre Dame. He's defeated the defending co-national champions, the University of Michigan, and his team scoring more points than any Irish team has scored against the Wolverines in the history of this long 111-year rivalry. 36-20. 8 seconds still remaining. Fans on the field. And so we have the execution yet of a 3rd down and 15.
That's the old fake getting to look like a Jerry Springer show now out there.
Are those the guests or the audience, though?
Little fake to take the coach off on your shoulders routine. What a win for Bob Davie, a coach on the hot seat, and good for him.
And for Lloyd Carr, I would think that to be the Michigan opponent next week would not be very favorable.
Absolutely.
It was a very confident, mature team that came down here to Notre Dame, but a couple of key mistakes in the third quarter really punished them. Now Jackson with a kneel down. 4, and the clock stopped again at 4. And the fans come back out. It's still 4th down.
I'll tell you. Now get back. Here they go. Come the troopers.
Well, the key here, can Jackson waste 4 seconds? If he kneels down right away in his touch, then Notre Dame...
Well, his offensive linemen are saying, now don't lose too much yards because it comes off our yardage, right? This is prolonging the agony of Lloyd Carr.
The Irish go to Michigan State next Saturday. The Wolverines are home against a good Syracuse team, and there it is. Davie and the Irish now can celebrate, and the first man he seeks is his quarterback, Jarius Jackson. The Notre Dame victory march is very real.
The slot is to Johnson's left. The blitz from Yeboah Cody, and Yeboah Cody putting pressure on, forced an early throw, and Illinois must punt.
See, they made a mental mistake in the pass protection that time. They did not turn out and pick up the outside linebacker, number 43, Yeboah Cody. They just turned him loose. That's a mental mistake. You cannot make mental mistakes in pass protection. Get beat physically, yes, but not mentally. You'll see him right here. This man should turn out. He doesn't turn out. He turns inside. They have 2 guys blocking 1. Force the bad throw.
Larson booms one into the end zone. It's just cut that Midwest breeze, folks. Just rode it plumb out of there. Penn State's ball in the 20 when we come back.
What do international cyclists think about the new Norelco Advantage Razor?
In Germany we are using blades. They are much more better.
Ma che è questo coso? Ma pronto?
We heard a lot of talk, even from the guy we understood.
I'm really more of a blade guy.
Sure, they had their doubts until they discovered this highly technical wet shave innovation.
What is this? Goo?
Yeah, goo. Goo.
This lotion set up an unbelievably close wet shave, even in the shower.
That is good.
After a few weeks of no nicks and cuts from blades, the scenery improved. Camaraderie increased.
Hey, nice race. Ciao, gambera donna.
And their faces became smooth. They, however, did not. The new Norelco Advantage, the only electric razor with built-in shaving lotion.
Racing has evolved. Connecticut, rated T for Teen.
This is Bowflex, an entire gym in one easy-to-use machine. Strength training with Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. One simple workout. 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week. Bowflex is real. The results are real. Call right now for a free video and brochure. Bowflex, the power is yours.
Are you near a phone? Can you take down a number? Then call to find out about term life insurance at competitive rates from a respected insurer, Protective Life Insurance Company. A 35-year-old could get a